All right, we're here for the fourth session of Alien, my Chariot of the Gods hack. Alien's a game from Freya Ligon. We are playing this through the Gauntlet online community. And if you like what you see or you're interested in playing online with us, go to gauntlet-rpg.com. Check it out. Our safety tools we're using in brief, we're assuming best intentions in each other's actions. We're using the open door policy, the X card, and lines and veils. Our lines and veils, we have lines on sexual abuse, animal abuse, and violence towards children. And we have veils on torture for information and consensual sex. Each of you, let's take turns going through, introduce yourself with your pronouns, your character with their pronouns. Just mention their job on the ship. And what would you, in brief, what you would say is your character's highlight so far. Let's do Stephen with Wilson to start us out today.
Hi, I'm Stephen. I use the he, him pronouns. And I'm playing Wilson, the company agent who uses he, him pronouns. And let's see. My buddy, I don't have a buddy. My rival is Miller, the captain. And let's see. Oh, we may have lost the captain.
You called him a rival and he left.
Oh boy.
And I have personal safety, which allows me to throw other people under the bus in front of me. And so far, I think my big highlight for Wilson is, the interactions that I've had with Mother where, I find out things like, oh, we're going to just jump ship and go over to the other ship and we'll blow the other one up and things like that. So, yeah.
Okay. Jamie.
Hi, Jamie here. They, them pronouns, please. And I'm super excited to be playing Cham, who is our roughneck. Cham is very strong. In fact, their talent is true grit, which means they can push their luck a second time on a roll, an increasing stress level through that. Their signature item is a rosary from his parents. They didn't take too good care of him, if I'm going to be honest. And so Cham's highlight from so far, I like two moments a lot. The one where Cham was trying to desperately get to the airlock to save Rai, but it was futile. And then the second time when Cham was determined to make sure our pilot was going to be okay and got to push an alien that was on fire. So that was pretty cool. I really like that. I wasn't expecting to survive, so we'll see how much longer Cham survives.
Okay. And Richard.
Hi, I'm Richard, he, him pronouns. I am playing the captain, Miller, she, her. And, I guess, and I have no object or any of that. My rival is Wilson, but I revealed to the other players last time that my character is a synthetic. And I think I got to really do a cool reveal on that. And yeah.
Okay. We have a fourth player, Leandro, who's playing Davis, the pilot, who should be showing up, I hope. In the meanwhile, I'll play him, or play her rather, as an NPC. And she'll kind of just follow the lead of, whoever else, makes sense for her to follow. Last time, I'm not going to recap the whole story, but just last time, you guys basically, you explored and made some repairs to the Cronus. Miller went to the med bay in the science lab by herself and found 2 eggs in a freezer. She found a science data stick that she pocketed. And Wilson moved on to Mother's chamber, and outside of it found a dead body, which turned out to be, from as far as you can tell, turned out to be Balaji, the captain of the Cronus. He looked as though he had been killed by a blow to the back of his head. And Wilson went into Mother's chamber, accessed the black box, listened to Balaji's final recording, and fired up Mother. And once Mother booted up, read several files. Suddenly, Mother went blue screen, rebooted, and then those files were gone. Meanwhile, Davis and Cham went to the air scrubbers to find out if they could get those fired up, and discovered strange black resin lining this deep shaft, and decided to use the flamethrower to try to clear it out so that the air scrubbers would work and get clean air. And in the midst of doing so, they woke up an alien, which attacked them. Rye was incredibly lucky and also incredibly skilled, and managed to kill it with Cham's help before it actually hurt them. Everybody then went to the bridge, where they fired up different systems of the ship, discovered that communications and cameras on the ship are fried. They're not working at all. They will require extensive 20 hours worth of repairs, and probably a lot of spare parts to get them to work. You also found out that the propulsion was disrupted. Power can get to the engines, but the actual control mechanisms have been damaged. Somebody has to do a spacewalk and go out and actually physically do a bypass to get the propulsion systems to work. You also know that from prior hijinks, you've damaged the coolant tank on one side of the ship, and you know that in time that's going to lead the ship to blow up, probably days from now. One thing I don't think I mentioned last time, but in looking at the systems of the ship, it's apparent that Mother doesn't know that there's a coolant link. The way that Mother knows things is that there's sensors at different places on the ship that report to the computer what's going on. And in the collision, that sensor must have been destroyed. It's listed as inoperable, needing to be replaced. So Mother doesn't even know that there's a coolant leak going on. And someone's going to need to go out and do a spacewalk to basically patch a piece of steel onto that hole in the hull to stop the coolant from leaking out. At the end of the session, Davis and Cham and Wilson were all up on the bridge, had just tried to relax for a few minutes. Davis was looking out the window and had just taken some stimulants, some amphetamines. Cham was delivering coffee to everyone, and Wilson was tapping away on his data pad. Miller, the captain, said, I want to take care of this, and I'll stop by the armory. But instead, she went directly to the cryo bay. She started the process of waking up company agent Clayton. And while Clayton was waking up, it takes about 10-15 minutes for that process of waking someone up from cryo sleep. Just sat quietly, tore off the Weyland-Yutani patch. Is that, if I got that right, Richard? And when Clayton woke up, or just before Clayton woke up, Miller started cycling the awakening process for the other 4 members of the crew that are in Cryo Bay 3. And as Clayton woke up, Miller grabbed her by the throat and said, we need to talk. I've added to Roll20, under character handouts, there's a picture of each of the 5 crew members of the Kronos. So there is Company Agent Clayton, who's a level 03 executive. Wilson, you're a level 05, so you're a couple levels underneath her. There's her bodyguard, Reed. There's the first officer, Johns. There's the medical doctor, Flynn, and the chief scientist, Cooper. I went ahead and moved everybody into Act 3. So if you look at your character sheets in the upper left, there should be a new little blurb for your agenda for Act 3. Go ahead and take a look at that. Richard, I also went ahead and adjusted Miller's character sheet to show that you're an android. You still, as far as the other PCs know, you are still a human, but I just went ahead and do that just to save us a few moments of time. But for now, you can still pretend to be a human. So if we go along and we need to make a roll, we'll kind of adjust the roll on the fly to reflect that you're under disguise right now. Miller and Wilson removed their spacesuits. Cham and Davis are wearing their suits, but they took their helmets off, so I assume they're just carrying the helmet like on a strap or something. Miller, in the course of last session, you picked up a surgical kit, and a surgical kit includes a scalpel, which you can use as a weapon. So I've added, you should have a weapon on one of the tabs of your sheet, of a knife, basically, that you can use if you need to. And the only question I had for you guys, in the course of starting up all the different systems when you were on the bridge, did you turn the lights on or did you want to leave the lights off? I'll shoot that at the captain, at Miller, because Miller was then. Miller, would you have turned on all the lights or would you have left them off?
I would have turned them on.
Okay, so we'll go with that. Let's start then with the bridge people. So tell me, starting with you, Cham, after your rest, what are your intentions? What do you intend to do? You can do whatever you want, but you guys on the bridge, let's give Miller at least a few minutes down in the cryo bay by herself to kind of have her scene with Clayton. But just what would you have done next, do you think?
Yeah, Cham definitely knows he has to get ready for that spacewalk because we're not going anywhere without propulsion getting back online. So that's definitely Cham's priority. Cham is going to also check in on Wilson, though I know Wilson's feeling pretty calm from last time, pretty confident. And also check in on Davis. But yeah, just prep for the spacewalk. So like get a new tank for the suit if there's a better suit. Just check what we have in the gear nearby. I think that's what I'm going to do for sure. I'm just looking at the map. We're on which deck again? On...
You guys are on B deck. Do I have...
Okay.
Let me drag you over there.
Sure,
okay,
sure.
There you go.
Okay.
So you're on B deck. You're up on the bridge. There is a storage area right down here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you would find, you have a manifest that you guys were looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And on the manifest, there is listed, let's see, air scrubber filters, steel plates that you can use to fix the hull, 7 drums of quintricetylene, which is sort of like a napalm, and there's a bunch of tools. There's 2 bolt guns, a cutting torch, and what's called a maintenance jack. The for the running the bypass for the engines, the maintenance jack would be a very nice tool to help with that. For if you want to go out and get the patch onto the coolant tank right now, then the best tool for that would be the cutting torch, but the bolt gun would also help. Do you intend to go out and fix the engines first, or just the engines now, or do you want to go out and fix the coolant link? What's your intention?
Yeah, the coolant, how bad is it if we don't fix that on the go? Is that the one where it's okay if it's going to take a while, or? Yeah,
it'll take several days at least before the ship blows up. And you should have plenty of warning. There will be plenty of alarms going off that the reactor's, overheating. So that's not imperative you get that going right now, no.
Yeah, I think I'm going to focus on propulsion first. Yeah, just to make sure we get that priority, and then after rest, of course I'm assuming if Cham survives that long, then get to the rest. But that's the plan. So I'm going to definitely go to the storage. I'm going to have I'm gonna have Davis come with me just to make sure we're watching each other's backs. I'm also kind of afraid to leave her alone. I'm afraid to leave her alone.
Yeah, I was going to say she'd probably go with you anyways. You guys have kind of had a nice tandem going since you've gotten on the ship here. And when you go there, what do you want to grab? So like probably you don't need the steel plates. You probably don't want the napalm. You
But
could
the
grab.
bolt gun and the
You want a bolt gun? Okay. So add to your sheet then. I won't worry about the stats right now. We'll take care of it later if it comes up.
Sure.
But bolt gun, and it has 3 reloads.
Okay.
And then there's also a cutting torch and a maintenance jack if you want to take any of those.
Yeah, I'll take both just to
Okay.
make sure I have all the tools I need.
Okay, so add a cutting torch and a maintenance jack.
Yeah, I have the strength for it, so.
Yeah. Okay. And then you'll go over, you said about getting a new tank on your suit. So you'd go over to this other vestibule, EVA suits, which is kind of on the other side of the ship. And in these little vestibules, there are 2 of them have EVA suits. And these are actually much fancier, much more high-tech than the ones you're wearing right now. These are called Eco All-World Survival Suits. And they're harder suits. They have thicker armor, almost, I guess you'd say. They're not built for combat necessarily, but they're sturdier. And they carry more air. They also have a much more high-tech heads-up display. They have like a thruster on them, so you can actually kind of like shoot yourself around in space. So you don't necessarily have to use a tether. They also have mag boots, so when you step on something or metal, they'll stick to it, which you can detach or you can turn off if you need to. So these are much nicer suits. Do you want to put on one of these?
Yeah, I'll put on one. I'm looking at the map, so I think there are 3, right?
It has 3 vestibules, but there's only 2 in there. So there's 2 of these fancy suits.
Ooh, okay. I'll put on one. I'll have Davis put on the other.
Okay. So your intention is for both of you guys to go out on this spacewalk?
My intention is that if something goes wrong, Davis has a slightly better suit on. But I will go on I think I'll go on the walk by myself. I'm worried about having... Because it's kind of dangerous, right? Yeah.
Yeah. The actual spacewalk with this equipment and your experience, you feel confident you can do the spacewalk without any real danger. If there's monsters or something out there, that's another story, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go with that then. So then you walk over into junction B1, and basically you're going to you climb. The easiest way to get out of the ship is to climb up a deck to A deck, which is junction A1. And then that little symbol in the middle means airlock. So on the very top of the ship, there's an airlock. So you push a button or whatever, and it locks down this junction. The air all filters out, the pressure, goes away, and you open the airlock and you step out. Where's Davis going to stay? Inside this airlock here in case you need help, or where did you want Davis to be stationed?
Yeah, and it's pretty far, isn't it? I remember the walk is like...
Let me show you. We go down to C deck.
Ooh.
And you can see that there's 4 engines. So what you need to do is you need to walk on the hull of the ship, kind of down from where you're at, because you're 2 decks up right now. So you kind of have to walk down, over, and then there's probably, I don't know what it is, some sort of panel or something there that you need to do some heavy machinery work to fix. And you need to do that in each of the 4 engines. So you'll have to walk down here, and then you'll have to walk back here, and then walk over the ship or under the ship and go over to the other side. So it will take a little while. It'll probably take, in game terms, probably a couple turns.
Yeah. I think if that's the case, if I'm going to be walking that far, I'll definitely have Davis with me, just because just to make sure we have each other's back. I think in Cham it makes sense that Cham knows that if it gets down to it, Davis has the guts to do what needs to be done between the hijinks piloting and what happened with the alien. So I
Sure.
think we'll go in together.
Okay. So we're going to leave you there with the airlock opening up and you guys climbing up onto the hull and the vastness of space, all around you. And you start walking slowly down the ship, clank, clank, clank. And we'll skip back to Wilson. What's Wilson intending to do after the resting?
So I think Wilson, whenever Cham and Davis, kind of said, "Well, let's get started on the repairs." Wilson kind of tagged along. So I imagine this. He's kind of a third wheel. I imagine, the sequence went, "Oh, well, let's go look at the suits," and Cham grabbed the second suit, and Wilson kind of reached out for it, and Cham handed it over to Davis, and then whenever it's very clear they're both going outside, I think Wilson uh excuses himself and goes back to the bridge because he's like, okay, I'll help from the bridge and, see if you need any help with the controls. Just tell me if you need anything, relay back to me.
Yeah, yeah. And I also will make sure before we leave that Wilson tops up. Like, how's your oxygen for your suit, though?
I
Like,
took my suit off.
Okay. Yeah, I'll remind you to just keep it nearby in case something happens. Like mothering hen, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Wilson, when you come back to the bridge, you see that, where you were sitting before, and you head back to that same spot just to relax. You see, you were right by, let me take you back to B deck. You were right by the life support station, and you see the life support, what do they call it? Life support monitor. And you see there's a flashing light. It's not like an emergency light, but it's like attention, attention. And it says, that Company Agent Clayton's pod has been activated and that she is awakened, but that the other pods have only just started to awaken, which seems a little strange to you. And we'll leave it there, and we will go now to Cryo Deck 3.
So
Go ahead.
Remind me, at the end of last session, I think we had all talked about waking up the other people.
Yeah.
So it was very public, oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea. The more hands, to take care of the ship, the better. Yeah.
Yeah. And the only strange thing about it is that apparently Miller was openly said, I'm going to go down there and do this, was forthright about it.
Oh yeah.
And the only thing that's strange about it is that she apparently has woken up one person before the others, which in itself doesn't tell you much. Okay.
No, that amount of respect is due a company agent, so it's fine.
Sure. So Miller, we see you. Is this like one of those things where it's like Darth Vader, like with one hand lifting her in the air kind of deal?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Company Agent Clayton is a woman in probably her early 40s. She's attractive. She's slim. She's fit. She's wearing, as usual, when you go into cryo sleep, you're wearing your underclothes, and hers are silk and very fine. She's got it's messed up from sleeping for who knows how long, but she's got, a very stylish bob blonde haircut. And you say to her, you go jump in with what you said, and we'll go from there.
Well, I said we need to talk, and then as far as like where it proceeds from there, like my plan is to go straight to enhanced interrogation, let's say, which I know we have a veil on.
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
I was going to say, let's go ahead and talk it out.
Okay.
And we'll be conscious of our veil. And if we get to that point where it's torturous, then we will, fade to black, so to speak. How's that sound for everybody? Okay. So she, you're holding her up, and you say, we need to talk. And she's like, I'd love to talk, but I can't breathe.
All right. I like kind of give her, like, I don't fully let go, but I kind of let her like rest her, like get her feet on the ground a little bit. But I'm my main goal is to make sure she knows who's in control.
Okay. So she doesn't relax, but she looks around, with kind of crazy eyes, and bewildered, and she looks around the room a little bit, and she looks at you as much as she can, and she says, "You don't look like one of our models. What's your designation?"
That's not relevant to the discussion at hand.
Okay, fine. What is it you want?
I want to know your agenda here. There's clearly some hostile well, what would the term I'd be using
Entities?
here? Yeah. Some hostile entities that I'm sure your how to put it, your bosses at Wayland Yutani are certainly interested in. What's your agenda here?
She says, "Hostile organisms on the ship? Are you sure? Have you seen them?"
Yes, I have.
She says, "God damn it. I did everything I could to try to save us from those things. How the hell did they get on the ship? Do you know? Where are we? What year? What month is it? How long was I sleeping?"
Can I get a read on like whether she's trying to snow me?
I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and have you make a manipulation roll to see if you can kind of get a read on her and see if you're influencing her very well. So what you do is you're going to roll your manipulation, but there's modifiers to this. So let me look that up. And it's an opposed roll. So she's going to roll her manipulation to try to work against you. And you need to get more success. Every success she gets will take away one of your successes. To succeed, you need to get that at least one success. So with manipulation, it's on page 9 and 10 of the handout. You have negotiating position. You both, it's a one-on-one thing, so neither one of you has more than one person or more people on your side. You're basically asking for her to tell you the truth, right? Or to tell you what her agenda is. So, yeah. Okay. That is valuable to her. So I'm going to actually give you a -1 because you're asking for something that's very valuable to her. She hasn't suffered any damage, although that's certainly implied, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'll give you that plus, so that'll even it out. So we're going to have a straight up manipulation roll. So that's based on empathy.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Okay. Nope, nothing.
Okay. And you're a robot, so you can't even push. I'm going to roll just because I like to push the button for that and see what she gets. Yeah. Also, it should tell you a little bit of what her stats are. Okay. So she succeeds. So she's actually, you can't tell. You have to just kind of go with what she's saying and read it yourself as to whether you believe her or not. So she says, how long have I been sleeping? Where are we?
You're in deep space, in transit. It's been Wayland Yutani's been looking for you for 5 years.
5 years? What the hell happened? We were on course back to Earth when I went to sleep. It shouldn't have taken more than a few weeks. Do you know what happened to the ship? Is it working?
No. It's been pretty extensively damaged.
And she looks around and she sees that, the other crew members are there, but she doesn't. There's one bed that's empty, and she says, "Where's Balaji? Where's the captain? Is he awake? He's not in his bed."
The captain is dead.
What? The creatures, or what happened to him?
I didn't actually see the body, did I?
No, I think you may have heard the others say that they found the body. You know that the body was outside Mother's chamber, yeah.
Yeah, but okay, so but they didn't say anything that seemed to indicate that it was saying I didn't get a chance to examine the body.
She says, "Okay, well, do you have anyone else with you?"
Yes, but but I'm the one asking questions here. What do you know about this? What do you know about these life forms?
She says, "You need to help me. We've got to contain these things. We've got to get everybody together. We've got to get the ship in order, and we've got to get out. We got to get going. I need your help. I want you to help me." Now she's going to try to manipulate you.
Okay.
Same thing as before. Let's check the modifiers, and let's see if any of these apply. What she's asking for, is that going to cost you something? Is it go against what you? Let me put it another way. Whatever your intentions were to do, is that going against your intentions, or is that in line with what you were planning to do?
Well, I mean, in essence, I agree with what she's doing, because I also want to contain this, but I mean, it doesn't, I would say yes.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give her a +1, and you're going to roll a straight up manipulation roll. Okay.
Okay.
So she gets stunts too. And so usually when you manipulate someone, if they succeed, you have to do what they're asking you to do. The only other option you have is to physically attack them. Okay? So even if she succeeded, you can attack her now if you want to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have to do what she's asking. In addition, usually when someone gets a manipulation on you, you can ask for something in return. You can ask for a deal. But she's going to use one of her additional successes to take that away from you. It's one of the stunts you can do on manipulate. So you have to just do what she asks whole cloth. You don't even get a counter offer, okay? Let me look real quick. There might have been one other stunt she might throw on this here. Yeah, so she's actually going to do all 3 of the stunts, because she got 4 success. Wait, no, she got 4 and you got 1, so she only gets 2 stunts. Okay, so she's going to go. She's going to have you do more. Okay, this is what she says. She says, "Okay, we've got to get everybody together. We've got to find those things and contain this, and we got to get this shit moving. And I know we just met, but you have to understand, I am the most important person on this ship. You need to protect me at all costs, okay? So let's get moving. And whether you like it or not, you let go of her.
Hold on.
Okay,
I have a choice here.
that's true. You can attack her.
Yes, I can. And given that this is the only she pinned me for a synth right from the beginning. I think I'm gonna just kill her.
Okay, so I've been watching my clock as we went, and 10 minutes have passed in our talk. So the other crew members start to stir, and their pods go and open up, and they start to stir at the same time. So we're going to go ahead and go to initiative, because she's not just going to let you go ahead and kill her, but she'll do her best to defend herself.
Yeah.
Let me set that up. And I'm moving all the other characters onto the grid here. Are we all on B deck? You guys are on. Oh, A deck is where we want to be. Yeah. All right. Layer, token layer. All right. So everybody's there in the cryo bay. And what I'm going to do now is add everybody to the turn order. Okay. And then I'm going to deal everybody a card. And put it in ascending order. Okay. So the executive officer Johns is going to go first. The ones that are just waking up, they're all going to do the same thing this turn. They're all going to like hold their head and like groggily start to pull themselves out of the beds. All right. The next person, that's going to be the same of all of them. They're all kind of out of it and, waking up. Reed, though, quickly looks over. Reed is the bodyguard. She quickly looks over and sees what's happening. She's actually standing right there, right next to you. She's not going to be able to take an action this round, but she's recognizes what's going down. Okay.
Okay.
So then we move to you, Miller.
All right. Well, I guess I'm in it at this point. So how does this?
You get 2 actions.
Well, here's the thing. Like, if I didn't think there was any like. I've been working on the assumption that like this, like I'm trying to conceal the fact that I'm a synthetic.
Okay.
And if like there's no point in doing this if in doing so I'm going to reveal it to all these people. Yeah.
Well, it would have been real. I mean, the reason she immediately guessed it with you is because you were holding her up with one arm, like Darth Vader.
Well, I put her down.
That thing. Yeah, but just the fact you were able to do that showed your tremendous strength. That's the way I read that.
Okay.
We can retcon it though if you just wanted to be like.
No, that's fine. I mean, I'm just I don't know. I'm trying to decide whether like. Because if I just murder this executive in front of 4 witnesses, it's not really going to help my cause.
Mm-hmm.
And as like physically imposing as I am, I don't think that I can like take down 5 people in combat with any kind of reasonable chance. So I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I am. So I'm gonna kind of okay. I mean, that basically puts me in a position of having to play ball.
I have a question about the manipulate rule. Actually, like, can Miller decide to not follow through with it later and try to resist again, or like once you agree to it, is that like it kind of?
I would say that if new information comes to light or circumstances change, I would allow Miller to kind of be able to do what she wants. But as of now, she kind of, like I said, she has to help get the ship fixed, get the crew together, and protect Clayton. Yeah,
Right.
it's a pretty strong version of a charisma rule, that you don't see a lot in a lot of games. But yeah, I think that's the intention. You kind of have to go with it.
Yeah, because like it's manipulating you towards like changing your mind about something, right? Like you gain a new. Is that how it is? Okay.
Yep,
okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Well, then, yeah, I'm gonna just have to play along.
Okay. So,
how much does my should I make a manipulation roll to see if I can like kind of conceal my this machination of mine, or does Clayton know that I was about to kill her?
I don't know. What would you say? Would she have seen it in your actions? Did you, at the last second, did you pull your hand back, so to speak?
I think, given that I'm a synth, that I'm in control enough to be able to conceal it. Like if this was actually a matter of like adrenaline and all that stuff, it would be a different issue. But I'm able to like make the decision quickly without giving anything away.
Sure. I will say that she looks around and she saw you looking around and kind of measuring up the situation. And then you kind of, backed down, so to speak. So she might not know what your intentions were going to be, but she certainly sees that you see the score, that you see something. You had a flash of thought go through your head, and then you came to this decision to be like, okay, fine, So let's jump back in the moment then. So what do you say, or what do you do then after her laying down kind of the set of orders that she's given you?
So her orders are for me to help her to fix the vessel to contain
4 things. She wants you to get the ship fixed. She wants you to get the crew together. She wants you to find and eliminate the alien organisms. And she wants you to know that she's the one that you need to protect. She's the most important person here. So yeah, those are your marching orders.
All right. So I'll say like I'm a little like, by and large, the one that I think Miller is most resistant to is the fixing the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I don't see that as being like in any way related to containing the threat.
Mm-hmm.
But so like if there's a crack in the facade of me being manipulated, that's kind of it. But so I just I start doing whatever kind of I put her down and start doing whatever or let go of her and start doing whatever prep is necessary to that you would normally do if you were there when people were waking up from
like help them get out of bed and check on them. Okay.
Yeah.
So what happens is so the bodyguard, Reed, she's this short woman. She's about 5 feet tall, but she's broad and just solid muscle. And especially since she's got, her underclothes on, you can see she has an artificial arm. It's a real high quality one. It looks almost real. It looks real strong. So she's got this artificial arm, and she comes over and she brusquely moves between you and Clayton, and she looks like she's about to murder you. And Clayton says, hold off, Reed. This is my new friend. And she reaches her hand out, and he says, what was your name, dear? And she goes to shake your hand. My name's Clayton, company agent Lori Clayton.
Miller.
Miller, great. And Miller, you come here on a ship, or how did you end up on? I don't remember you on the crew.
No, we were on a transport run and received your distress beacon signal and came to investigate as per Weyland-Yutani protocol, and then our ship was irreparably damaged and lost, so we're kind of stranded on this vessel.
And she says, Reed, Miller here says that there's alien organisms on the ship. Why don't you go get your gear? And Reed walks off and goes to like the examination area. So before, this is the big blast door that kept this area secure, and Cham had messed with the mechanics of it. So you actually have to physically lift it up. So Reed goes over and without any trouble lifts up this door. It still has some hydraulics. It's not like she's lifting 1,000 pounds, but she lifts this thing up, and it kind of is 2 or 3 feet high, and she ducks under. She goes out, and you see in the background that the other 3 people. So there's a slight man with a mustache who is attending to an older man with a beard. And the older man, he seems to be having a hard time with the cryo sickness. He's kind of holding his chest, and he's breathing really heavily. And he doesn't seem to be handling it very well. And he actually leans over and he like pukes a little bit. Meanwhile, the other man is sort of a mid-30s man, fairly tall, very healthy-looking guy. He's got a Cronus, crew patch on, and it said he has on his. I guess he has his underclothes on. So never mind, he doesn't have that yet. But anyways, he kind of gets up, and you see him looking around, and he's like, "Where's Captain? Where's Balaji?" And at that point, the older man keels over. He falls headfirst on the ground, and he starts to shake and tremor. And the slight man with the mustache kind of like turns him over, and he's trying to get his mouth open to keep him from choking. And Clayton looks over and sees this, and she says, "Oh shit! God damn it! No, Reed!" And she yells for Reed to come back, but he's Reed left. Reed, get the fuck over here! And Flynn, get away from him! Hurry up! Get back! So Flynn's trying to hold this older man down, and the man begins to convulse, and he's screaming now. And you see that there's something moving under his skin around his chest, abdomen area. And Flynn says, "Help me, help me, please." And Flynn finally backs away as Cooper lets out a final scream, and something bursts out of his chest. It's 2 or 3 feet long, probably. I got a nice picture of it for you. You can probably imagine it in your mind, but here's something to help your imagination. Where is it? Where is that? Here it is. So it's under stats and mechanics. So this thing bursts out of his chest. He lets out that final scream. He convulses and twitches, but he's dead. His body's just going through autonomic reactions at this point. The blood sprays, hits this guy, Flynn. Flynn is cowering. He's like backing away, on all fours. And this thing, it looks around. It doesn't even seem to have eyes. It's got these tiny little arms. It seems to look around, and it lets out this squeal. And we're going to go to initiative. First things first, this you would have to make a panic roll, but you're an android, so you don't need to make a panic roll. So what I'm going to do, we already have the initiative set up for everybody. I'm just going to add the creature to this. Okay, so it got a 4 and a 10. I have to physically go in and put this in. 4 and 10. Put in ascending. Okay, so we start a new round. So John's the pilot, looks over and says, "Oh my God." And he runs over to an intercom and pushes the intercom and says something like, it's to all decks. And it's like, help, we have a medical emergency. Is anyone out there? We need help in cryo deck 3. So that's what Johns does. Reed, as far as you don't not sure what Reed's doing, if anything, because she's out of view. And then the creature goes. So I roll a die to see what the creature does. With a snarl, the creature flees. It moves back up into this vent over here. You guys got that? It moves up into this vent and then disappears down into the vent.
Nah, it's in the vents. Sorry, I had to let that out.
Miller, is there anything you intended to do, or will drop out of initiative? It's fled.
Yeah, there's nothing I can really do then.
Well, you could try to take advantage of the situation and, because they're out of their elements. They didn't realize how bad it was.
Yeah, but I mean, there's I don't know really what I can do here. I can't take out the alien, and it's too soon to show my hand.
Go ahead.
So yeah, I'm just gonna
go. We're going to leave you there. Go ahead and think
Okay.
a little bit. So this moment passes. It all happened in like a second, right? Or like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
His guy started screaming. The thing burst out, looked around. Everybody like froze. John started screaming on the intercom, and it took off. Just like an alien, it moves incredibly quickly up into this vent and disappears. We cut to Wilson. Wilson, you're sitting up on the deck. You hear this over the intercom. What do you do?
So I hear a strange voice over the intercom.
Yep.
I think I respond back and say, Miller, is that you? Because Cham and Davis are outside.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it comes through a different channel too. It's like it's coming through like a
the intercom,
like a speaker, not a headset. And the voice says, "This is Executive Officer Johns. This doesn't sound like Balaji, but whoever you are, we need some help down here. Cooper, I think he's dead."
And I recognize Cooper and Johns from the manifest list.
That's right.
And I say, well, shit. Yeah, I thought Miller had that handled. I'll head down your direction.
Okay, well, hurry. Yeah, bring some weapons.
Okay. So I'm going to stop by the armory on my way down.
Okay. On the way there, so you check out the armory. The armory has, on the ground, there's like a box of shotgun shells that have kind of poured over and spilled out. So you can add another reload. I think you have the shotgun, don't you?
I think that's right.
So add a reload to that. And then also, there's a military-style pulse rifle sitting on one of the shelves. They look like there used to be several of them, but there's just one left sitting, on like a rack. Mm-hmm. So there's a pulse rifle. It only has the ammo that's in it, so it only has, one load. But it's a heavy duty. It's a heavy duty weapon for sure. It's a military grade assault rifle.
So I think I'll sling that on. I assume it's heavy.
Yeah, I think you're still good though, because you can go twice your strength before you're slowed down. So I think it weighs 1 or 2 maybe.
Yeah.
But go ahead and just add it. We'll worry about the stats if the time comes. But
yeah,
you're not slowed down or anything.
But I think just on screen, I'm kind of struggling a little bit and off kilter. I start clambering down towards where the cryo bay is.
Okay. let's cut back to Miller then. So a few seconds have passed, and Clayton turns to everyone and says, look, everybody calm down. We're all freaked out. I know none of you know what's going on. I barely know what's going on. This person here is Miller. She came from a ship. I guess it's 5 years later after we went to bed. All right. So, a lot has happened, but we're going to get this under control. Flynn, take care of Cooper's body. Do what you can. We'll get it down to the morgue or somewhere. Put it in the freezer. Reed, you're with me. We're going to go, Johns, you and I, we're going to go to the bridge and we're going to see if we can sort out what's going on here. I think that's everybody. Miller, I want you to, I don't recall, did you say there's more people with you or are you on your own?
Three of my crew.
Great.
Are on board. Crew and a representative of.
And where are they at right now? Do you know where they're at?
You should be able to radio us.
Yeah. Was that all? Was their plan? Well, I had communications off, so.
Yeah, you got rid of your suit, but you could have kept your headset if you want. Okay.
Well, I mean, I didn't want communicate. I have my headset on, but I was not. I had the channel closed off, so I'm gonna hop on the communication line and get everybody's location.
Okay.
So Wilson is huffing and puffing and says, "Somebody said that they needed guns in the cryo bay, so I'm headed to the cryo bay with a gun that I found."
Cham, you hear what Miller says. He's checking in, seeing where you're at.
Hey, Captain. And I'm like in the middle of like we had just started the spacewalk, I guess. Oh, yeah, maybe we just started in that time because it's only been a few seconds. And I say, don't worry, Captain. I have Davis with me. We're going to address propulsion. I'll let you know if I need anything. I'm not in position to help you right now, but as soon as I get back, Captain, I've got your back.
Well, watch your back because things have just gone to hell in here. And I kind of then convey to who was it? The other captain. That's Cooper. Is that right?
No.
Cooper died.
The executive's Clayton. Yeah, Cooper's dead.
Yeah, Clayton. And who asked me the question? Clayton?
Which question? Sorry.
About about the other crew.
Where is everybody? Yeah, that was Clayton.
Yeah, that was Clayton. All right. One person's on their way here, and the other two are out on the hull and engaging in repairs to the propulsion system.
Okay, great. You said the ship isn't working. I take it that they're trying to get the propulsion to work so we can get out of here wherever we're at?
Also comms are down and we have a coolant leak.
Okay. Well, okay. I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to get cleaned up and get dressed. And then I'm going to head to the bridge. Miller, do your best to brief your people. And speaking of which, Wilson, you come huffing in. And Clayton turns and she sees you and she looks you up and down and she says, that's a nice suit. Company?
Yes. I can tell you, I can place a report as soon as you take care of these weapons.
Great. Johns, help him with these weapons here. And Johns comes over. He takes do you give him both or one or?
So I think the shotgun's still slung on my back.
Okay.
But the pulse rifle is the one that I'm carrying and kind of dragging along.
Okay. So Johns is a bigger dude, and he takes it from you, and He's shaking. He seems overwhelmed and scared, but he does his best to look at the gun and cock it or whatever. And Clayton says, "Company, perfect. You're just the person I need. Look, come with me. I got to get dressed. Let's walk and talk, okay?"
Yes.
And she gestures for you to follow her back. Here, I'll drag your tokens. There he is. Okay, so you guys duck under that blast door we talked about. You go back through the examination into the shower area. She goes to one of these lockers. She opens it up. She pulls out a robe and her key card. She puts the lanyard over her neck, and she kind of walks into the shower. It's kind of a big walk-in shower, and she closes the door. But she's talking to you over it as she starts the water, and Reed is there too, the bodyguard, and she's just kind of staring at you with a nondescript look. And she says, "Wilson, you want to be rich? I mean, rich, like early retirement, island in the Caribbean kind of rich. You know what I'm talking about?"
Yeah, that's the plan.
"Great. We're sitting on a gold mine here. Do you understand what I'm saying? A gold mine. The company will pay millions, hundreds of millions for what we have on this ship.
Oh, I'm well aware.
We need to get this ship moving back to the company ASAP."
Yeah. That's
But-
why I've got my people working on the engines.
"Excellent. Good man. But we can't have these creatures running around in here. How many of these things have you guys seen?"
So, we had a crew of 5. Our technician Rye, when we found your ship, it was damaged by asteroids. My technician Rye came over to make repairs and restored power to the ship, and one of the aliens got her. Then our ship was damaged, and we left and came to this ship, and our ship was rendered inoperable. Since then, there was one alien that they saw in the air scrubber shaft, and they killed it. And that is all we've seen.
So you've seen one alien and you killed it.
We've seen 2 aliens.
You saw one alien get your friend.
Yes.
And you saw the other, or the Rye, and you saw another alien get killed, or you heard about another alien getting killed. Have you seen 2 aliens at the same time?
No.
Was that the same alien?
It would have had to have moved to get into the scrubber location, but it's possible. Whenever we got onto this ship, everything was locked down. So the blast doors were closed. So my belief is that the alien that is outside is still outside. The alien that was killed was inside.
Look, these things can get into anything. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they got into the science module, but they did. And those people, exactly. All right. I had to eject that thing. They got in there. They overran it in hours. You guys found that one. If there were more of them, they would have overran and killed all of you by now. All right. I think you got the one. You killed it. All we got to do is get that little one before it gets to be a big one, and we're fine. Okay. So your people and my people can do that. Now we got another problem, though, a bigger problem. Your friend Miller is a problem. Okay.
I think Miller will fall in line. I think if we explain things to her.
Oh yeah. Tell me, what do you know about Miller? Is she a nice lady? Is she a warm and kind?
She is not. She is motivated by success and wants her own ship.
Yeah, I'm sure she does. Do you know that Miller's a synthetic? Now, first of all, do you believe that? Her saying that to you?
Probably not. I spend a lot of time with Miller, and I'm like, no, that's not possible.
Well, I woke up with Miller's hand around my throat, holding me in the air with just one hand. And, I'm a pretty good sized lady. I weigh a few pounds, and she's doesn't look much stronger than me. And I'm not sure how she was able to do that. You add one and one together and you get synthetic. So she's probably been lying to you for a long time. I don't know what her agenda is, but she's a big problem.
So I flick my eyes over to Reed. How does Reed react to this?
Nothing. No response at all. Just looking at you.
And I kind of look back at Clayton and kind of, turn my head a little bit, about Reed.
Reed is, she comes out. We'll say she comes out of the shower now. She has her robe on. And she starts to take out some clothes, very fine work suit, kind of pantsuit kind of deal. And, she lays it out. And she turns to you and she turns to Reed and she says, Reed and I are on the same page. And Reed says something like, as long as I get paid, I keep my mouth shut. And Clayton says, exactly. Wilson, you and I are going to get paid, but we need to be ready in case things go sideways. I have a way off this ship. I have a way we can get out of here if we need to. But we need the samples in case we have to get out of here. I need you to take whoever you can trust down to the med lab. And in the freezers, there's 2 large boxes with samples. They're dangerous, so I'm going to send Flynn with you. Flynn's a medical doctor. He knows the score. So you and Flynn and whoever you think you can trust, head down there, bring those samples to my executive suite, and we will stow that away for a rainy day. Okay? How's that sound?
That sounds fine. With you telling me about Miller, I'm not sure I can trust anyone on my crew. And my crew's busy. The rest of them are all busy, doing the repairs.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you should also know that the captain, Balaji,
Yeah.
we found his body upstairs. He had been, beaten, which is suspicious. It doesn't seem like something that the creatures do. They tend to be a little bit more bloody. And I found his logs, and he had figured out some of what was going on and sabotaged the ship. He wanted to make sure that none of the creatures got back to Earth.
Well, it's a good thing that you came along. I'm sure. Did you, take care of the evidence?
We figured with the creatures running around, it was fine. So,
I mean, the recordings, the records.
Those I think Mother took care of.
Mother.
Mother, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, Jason. That was whenever the computer blipped and everything was gone.
Right.
Yeah.
You did erase the black box message. I remember you physically went in and went delete.
that's
so
right.
yeah,
Yes.
you did take care of that part. Yeah.
Okay.
She says that's very strange. Well, I've never had to start up a mother before. Have you? I mean, maybe that's what they do sometimes, but okay, good. So if there's no evidence, we'll take care of that in time. We've got time. So I'm going to finish here. You go talk to Flynn. He's the guy with the mustache, and he knows how to handle these things. Tell him I order him to go down there and bring those containers to my suite. I'll be there shortly. I'm going to clean up here. I'm going to head to the bridge with Johns and see if we can figure out what's going on with the ship. And I will meet you there. If I'm not there, go ahead and go in. And she gives you a code for the door.
To her quarters.
For her quarters, yeah. A pin.
Yeah. Does she? So she also has. You should also know that our communications are fried and all the cameras are fried. We looked into repairing it, but it would take days and a lot of equipment to get it repaired. So I tried to get a message off as soon as I could, but I wasn't able to.
Okay. All right. We'll put that on the to-do list. Let's do one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Get those samples. That way, that'll give us a backup in case things go bad with whatever else was going on with this ship. Okay. So you take care of that. And she kind of, dismisses you. And
do you think that Reed should go with us? I think the cargo is very important, and I don't know how good your man Flynn is, but I know that this creature just took Rye out with no problem.
She's not wanting to do that, but if you want to do sort of a soft manipulation just to try to get that, you certainly can.
Yeah, I'll do that. Because I'm here to cover my ass. So
Sure.
So I'll just roll manipulation.
Yeah, let me check to see if there's any modifiers in that same table again.
Okay.
You're not asking for a lot, so you'll probably get a bonus on this. Let me see. Leandro just said on the Gmail that he just woke up, so I don't know if he's going to come or not. We'll see. You've helped her, so you get one for that. And what you're asking for doesn't cost her a lot, so you get +2. So +2 dice on your manipulation.
Okay.
All right, so you rocked it. So same thing. So you got the you can do all 3 of the stunts if you want, if they apply to this.
Yeah, so she doesn't want a favor in return for this. So that'll be one of the stunts. She's impressed and will help me later in some way. That works great. And maybe she lets some information slide. I like all of those.
Okay, great. She says, I said before, I'm going to give you Reed. And as I said before, Miller's a problem. If you get a chance, I want you to know Reed's going to kill Miller. And it'd be best if you helped. But if you don't want to get your hands dirty, that's okay. But just putting that out there, okay? Reed, you might not believe it now, or I'm not Reed, but Miller's a robot. And it's not a Weyland-Yutani robot. Somebody's pulling the strings on that thing. And I don't need any sort of wild cards like that walking around this ship. So that's going to be the score. You follow?
Yeah.
So you and Flynn and Reed head down there, get those samples, bring them to the suite, okay?
Yeah, I'm just glad that we have someone who knows what's going on and can help us do this.
Good thing you guys woke me up. We're going to get this thing back in shape. All right. I'll see you in a little while, Wilson. You're a good trooper. All right. So then we're going to cut back to the outside of the ship. Jamie, thanks for talking to Leandro. So, Jamie, you've made your way without incident from engine to engine as all of this is happening inside. I think all you've heard so far is Miller saying that things have gone crazy inside. No details, though, so I'm sure you're sweating that, in addition to the fact that at any point some crazy creature could come running out and attack you.
Yeah, because I don't know the problem is new people with agendas. I think it's like, oh no, we're out of stuff, or there's something there. So.
Mm-hmm. So you've made your way around to each of the engines. All you need to do is just make a heavy machinery roll. You've got the maintenance jack, which gives you an extra die. So you're going to add 1 die to your heavy machine, and you have Davis helping you, so that's another die. So you're plus 2 dice overall.
All right, so adding the 2 modifiers. Here we go. Okay, 2 success.
Great.
So let me check if there are any stats. I think there's like do it quickly. Yes, I'm going to choose do it quickly.
Okay.
As an extra step.
So you complete that, and do you intend to go back into the ship now?
Oh, was it for all 4 already?
Yeah, you just had to make 1 roll for the whole job.
Nice.
So you're done. The propulsion should work.
Yeah, I'm not going to get greedy. I'm going to go back inside. I'll address the leak later. I will report to Miller as we head back. Captain, propulsion should be okay by now. I'm going to work on the leak in just a bit, but I'm going to come back in. Is there something I can help you with, Captain? Oh, whoops. You're muted, I think.
Sorry, just keep your eyes open. There's a few new faces, so don't be shocked. I woke up some of the crew, and they're kind of doing their thing. So if you see any human people, you don't need to worry about it.
Okay, can we trust them?
I don't know yet. I'm operating on the idea that it's a yes for now.
Okay, I'll follow your lead, Captain. Don't worry, we've got this.
So Miller, while the 2 company agents went off to talk, the executive officers comes up to you and is asking you, like, what happened to the ship? What's the condition? What happened to the captain? He's kind of really nervous about it. Meanwhile, the other guy, Flynn, is sort of, he's gotten some, from the examination room, sort of gotten some sheets and is wrapping up Cooper's body and has brought in sort of a gurney and is like, put him on the gurney. And, so John's asked you a little bit, what happened to the ship? Where's the captain? What do you say to him?
Well, there's any number of systems on the ship that are damaged. I just heard from Cham that the propulsion looks to be online or nearly so, and we've got a coolant leak to repair. There's some external damage to the ship. There was something out on the hull took out one of my crew, and we've had a lot of there's some signs that there's been a lot of biological infection in the vessel, and it seems like the primary vector they're moving through is these air ducts.
He says, Jesus Christ, I don't know what to do. Tell me, what do you think we should do?
Well, what do you know?
I mean, I know the ship. I know that, the science crew found something on the planetoid. I don't know what it was. They didn't tell us anything. I know the captain wasn't happy about it. And then all of a sudden Clayton came in and told us that we had to take off and jammed us all in the cryo tubes. The captain said he was going to guide us through the asteroid belt. He should have been back asleep with us. I can't believe it. He's dead?
Yes, I didn't see the body, but yeah, he's the captain was killed.
Jesus. Well, and at this point, Clayton or Wilson comes out, and Wilson, you're going to gather. Reed's with you. She's Clayton told her to go with you. Are you going to get Flynn, or do you want to say or do anything different?
No. I want to get Flynn and head down to, was it the med bay? The fridge.
Yeah. Okay. So Wilson comes out without a word, gathers up Flynn. Flynn's probably like, "What? Where are we going?"
And I say, "So there's something that needs to be repaired." And I turn to Miller and I say, I'm really glad that Cham was able to get things fixed. That looks good for us. I think there's still a good chance that we can come out of this, looking pretty good.
Glad to hear it, Wilson.
Yeah.
Okay. And then those guys head out. We'll pick them up in a minute. And then a minute or so later, Clayton comes out. And Cham, you and Davis were coming in at that point? Okay. So you guys are moving into the airlock as this happens. There's a shot of you guys going through the air, the cycling through. It takes a few minutes. So Clayton comes out, doesn't even look at you, Miller, just walks right past you, goes to John's and says, "Let's go. We're going to the bridge." And they start walking down the hallway towards the bridge. You're suddenly left alone here in the cryo bay.
I'm kind of honestly, like my first priority is to secure those samples down in the med bay. It seems like, so I'm going to be kind of like, not too far behind them, but I don't know that they're headed that way.
No, probably not. Let me ask each group. Wilson, is your group moving quickly or quietly?
I'm probably so if it were just Wilson would just head straight down there, wouldn't move quietly, would probably move quickly to secure the product. The only reason we would move quietly is if Reed suggested we needed to be quiet.
Reed doesn't seem to be concerned. She seemed to have accepted what Clayton said, that you guys killed the only big alien. There's only that little one around. So she moves confidently, leads the way. And then I assume you and Flynn follow her then. Miller, same question to you. Are you going to move kind of quietly and stealthily towards the med bay, or do you want to walk?
Yeah. I'm mainly with the idea that, like, I don't know what's going on, but like these, there's these unsecured samples in the freezer that need to be dealt with. So, okay. Yeah.
All right. And then Cham and Davis, you guys finish coming out of the airlock. So you're up on A deck, and the suits you're wearing are really bulky. You can't really wear them inside the ship with the gravity, so you have to take them off. If you want to, you can put on your old suits, or you can just walk without a suit. What do you want to do?
Oh, okay. Because like the suits are easier to move around than the old ones.
Yeah, they're still you in mechanical terms, you lose a point of agility walking around in them. Right. So they're bulky and awkward, but you can walk around in them. These other suits are just big and like they're just too heavy to wear in gravity. They're only useful in in vacuum. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So do you want to put on your old suit, or do you want to just wear your clothes, your work suit?
Cham is feeling kind of paranoid. I think Cham has low-key PTSD. So Cham is going to put on the old suit. But it's not going to look logical. I'm sure Davis is going to see that.
Okay. And Davis, do you want to put on? You guys were wearing these other heavy-duty EVA suits that you guys found. Do you want to? You have to take that off. So, do you want to put on your old, also bulky but possible to walk in spacesuit, or just wear your clothes?
I think Davis is just not thinking as it's a different strand of illogical to Cham. So she's gonna just put on her work clothes. I think she's been wearing suits all this whole time, and it's been getting to her. And,
Yeah. Okay. And where do you guys intend to go, the two of you? So you're up on A deck, which should be on your screen. You just came into junction A1. You fixed the propulsion should be working. Mm-hmm. It's still kind of spotty what you've heard from Miller about what's going on in the ship. You know that there's more people awake now. Things have gotten crazy. But what do you two want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn to Davis and mother hen for a bit. Like, are you sure you're not gonna wear the suit? Blah blah blah. And then I'm going to. I feel like we should just continue to fix things because what I really want is for us to get going as quickly as possible. I guess after the propulsion, like, aside from the leak, is there anything else that I can attend to that I can help out with?
I mean, the only thing that your skill set would be useful for would be the going back out and fixing that leak in the coolant tank. Davis, you know that at least hypothetically propulsion should be available on the ship, so you certainly could go to the bridge and start setting up a navigation or helping with setting that up. So I don't know if there's anything else Cham would know that they could do.
Yeah. I think that's cool though. I think I would definitely encourage Davis to get to that. And then I'm going to prep to go back out. Maybe, you know what? No, I think I'm going to check on Miller. Like, Miller's been stressed and sounds bad. So I'm going to ask, Captain, where are you? I'm going to check in on you before I head back out again.
I've shut down the comm channel for now. I don't want to be talking.
They can't reach you? Okay. Yeah. So you can tell it's dead.
Yeah. Ooh. And then I'm going to be like, all right, don't freak out, Cham. It's okay. I will check in on Wilson. Wilson, how are you?
I'm doing fine. I assume we all heard this, that you tried to contact Miller but couldn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, is it like a group channel? Like, how does that?
You could do a single person or you can do a group.
Oh, okay.
You know what? I'll say that it's single, but then when I talk to Wilson, I'll say I tried to get to the captain, but I couldn't. And then ask, how are you?
Oh, so I'll just let you know, I just left Miller in the cryo sleep area. Everybody else was kind of headed towards the bridge. And, we have a scientist here. The cryo sleep area is all a mess because someone was bloodied. But I've got a couple of the new crew members with me here, and they told me about, some other repairs that had to be done that we need to take care of right away. So that's where I'm headed. I'm headed back down to wherever it was. On the radio, I say I'm headed back towards the back where the science bay was. Yeah, I'm not real clear. But, what else was there? But I say, good job fixing the propulsion. You should have Davis check everything out and, head back.
Okay. So, so Cham and Davis, you're going to head to the bridge then? Okay. So you guys move to the bridge. You arrive there at the same time that Clayton and Johns arrive. So Clayton, again, she's in her early 40s. She's stately, very well put together now, walks with confidence and authority, is perfectly made up now, is very striking. And she walks in with this kind of nervous seeming guy with a beard, kind of in his mid 30s. And he's got a work suit similar to what you guys are wearing, but his says Cronus. And she sees the two of you and she says, you must be part of Wilson and Miller's crew, right?
Right. I'm Cham, and this is Davis. Nice to meet you, ma'am. Like, Cham's like a little nervous.
Clayton, company agent Clayton. Look, I look forward to spending time with, getting to know the two of you, but we got a lot to do. I hear that you guys have been working on propulsion. Is it working? Are we ready to move?
We're absolutely ready, and we have the best pilot here. Like, I put a hand on like Davis's shoulder. So we should be able to get moving soon, ma'am.
Great. She says, okay, if you don't mind, what's your name, Pilot Davis? Please go to the pilot station, set me a course for Earth.
Yeah, I think Davis has been weird. It's just been quiet this whole time, and she just kind of like slowly nod. I do want to ask. I'm assuming someone took the flamethrower away from me.
No, you should still have it.
Okay, it's okay. Cool.
You have the best accuracy, so it's staying with you.
I
I mean, we didn't take it out to. I don't know if we took it out to space with us, but it's with you.
Okay. Okay. But yeah, I think just like I'm not gonna say anything to this new. When I say new, like we came into the ship. But I will like do as Clayton says. She says company agent, right? So like Wilson.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, you definitely know the type. She looks the type. She looks like, a big business, even more than Wilson. Okay, so she says that, and she goes to the command station, and she starts to check out some things also. Johns is moving around, kind of checking other different stations. Clearly, they're at least Johns, and you assume what she's doing too. They're checking the ship out, see what's working, what's not working. I'll leave it to you guys if you want to say or do anything there.
I'm gonna sit down and start plotting the course, and I'm just gonna far too casually say out loud, so guess you didn't expect your stowaways.
She says, yes, you killed one of them. I heard about that. That's impressive. But luckily, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I mean, when you have luck and a good aim and a flamethrower on your side, you do a lot of things. But thanks.
So I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm certain that you got the big one, but we've got a little one now. Okay. It's a long story, but
a little one?
Yeah, it's complicated. Don't worry about it. But what I need you to do is I know you guys are good at getting these things. So I need you to I need you to go out. I see you got a motion tracker. You got a flamethrower. You got, what's Cham's weapon? A pistol. And she says, I want you to take your weapons and that motion tracker. I want you to start checking out the ship, especially the vents. This little one, I think they like to move around in the vents. And we want to kill that thing as quick as possible, because the little ones turn into big ones quite quickly, actually. So I'm going to put, Davis, leave that navigation solution on the computer. I'm going to check out a few things, and then I'll go ahead and enter that in, and we'll get ourselves started in the right direction. Once we get the ship in order, we'll all go to sleep, and next thing we know, we'll be on Earth. How's that sound?
Sounds good. And Davis stands up from where she is, and has grabbed the flamethrower and just and then looks at Champs are we? You coming?
Cham sort of looks back and forth, and then when this huge dude comes after Davis, Cham is gonna be like, are you sure about this? We barely, it was barely okay the last time. I don't know about looking for these things, but I mean, I'm assuming we're walking while we're talking. Like,
Okay.
I think Davis has kind of slightly edited the encounter in her head, and it's just like, barely. That thing couldn't even stand up without getting hit by me. It'll be fine. And he said, we took care of the big one. There's only a little one.
Yeah, and Clayton said, when she says a little, she's put her hands up. It's like, it's only about this big, okay? It really is not dangerous yet.
See, we should take care of it before it gets even more dangerous.
Okay, fine, but we just have to make sure that we get back to Earth as quickly as possible. So, okay, I'll back you on this. And I'm gonna try. Like, I don't expect Miller to answer as a player, right? But Cham is just going to check in again.
Is Miller's comm still dead? Okay. All right. So what I want, Leandro and Jamie, you guys just kind of like maybe type together, figure out like about where on the ship you're going to start looking. We're going to come back to you with wherever you decide to start looking for this little thing crawling around the vents. We're going to jump back to Wilson and his crew. So Wilson, you've got Flynn, who's this kind of slight, nervous, scared kind of guy. He keeps looking around him.
He's a doctor, right? That's what
he's a medical doctor. Yep. And you've got the big, not big. She's actually short, but she's broad and firm. Reed, and she's got a shotgun, and Flynn just has like a med kit. He doesn't have any weapons. And you've made your way to the med lab. Let me see if I got you on the right page. On B deck. So you've all arrived here in the med lab. And there's two big cabinets. One of them is like medical equipment that looks like it's been rifled through a little bit. And the other one is a real big freezer. And next to the freezer is this sort of motorized cart. It's sort of like U-shaped, so you can load things onto it, and you push it, and it'll provide motorized energy to like allow you to push heavier, weighty things. And Flynn immediately goes over and he says to the two of you, "Stay back. These things are sensitive. Let me check on them first, okay?" And Flynn goes over and he opens up the freezer slowly and kind of peeks inside, and he kind of lets out a sigh. And he opens it up, and you see there are these big containers. They're about a meter high and about a half meter wide and about a half meter deep. And they're these thick plastic containers. And they have like a thick plastic top on them. And he goes to slide it. He like moves some towels and stuff that were kind of obscuring it, but he moves them out of the way, and he goes to pull them out, and they're kind of heavy. So he gestures Reed to come over, and Reed helps pull these things out and kind of hump them onto this cart. And Reed quickly, they seem to be pretty heavy, maybe 100 pounds or something, maybe, based on how much effort she's putting into this. But she's really tough, so she pulls it without too much trouble. She loads it up, and Flynn says, "Okay, whatever you do, don't open these, okay? We'll be fine, just don't open them. Does everybody understand?" Okay, good.
Are they locked?
It's hard. You don't see a lock.
Okay.
As far as you can tell, there's maybe a clasp that you would just unhook and you could lift the top. Otherwise, no. So Reed says, "I'll lead the way." And Reed starts to walk out, and then Flynn starts to push this motorized cart, slowly moving along. And you, at what point in the formation do you want to be, Wilson?
Yeah, I'll bring up the rear. I'll be in the back.
Okay. So what I want you guys to do for me is I want you to make an observation check. Flynn is scared and just pushing this thing, so he's not really helping, and actually Reed is really confident, so she's not really helping either. So you're on your own.
Okay.
Let me think for a second here. The lights are on. You're going to roll at -2. Okay, so you're going to make an observation check at -2.
Nice.
Beautiful. You can push it if you want.
I'm not sure there's any reason for me to. Yeah, why don't I push? I could use that. I could use a story point as well.
Yes, you can. I'll tell you something. I'll
I
leave it
think
to.
I'm going to push it.
Okay, I will tell you if the story point will do you any good. I'll give you that benefit. Okay, but
Okay.
after you roll, I'm going to make a roll, and then we'll find out.
Okay.
So you gain a point of stress.
Yeah. And then do
this.
observation again?
Yes, at -2.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so you got one success. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a mobility roll, and my roll is also at -2. And it got 2 successes. So it's something, this xenomorph is trying to sneak up on you guys. And it needs to have at least one success to get a sneak attack. So your success takes away one of its successes. It's an opposed roll. So it still has a success, but if you were to spend a story point, it would take away its success and it would fail at its sneaking.
Yeah, so I'll do that.
Okay, so take away a story point.
Yeah.
And what you see Okay, do you see where I'm at on the map there, your little procession?
I do.
And do you see the alien off to your left there?
I do.
So, crawling out of the vent is one of these big black monstrosities, the alien drone, the xenomorph drone, and it's slithering towards you guys, it crawls right up on the roof, and it's like moving towards you. And we're going to go to initiative. I think we'll go ahead and let's take a break real quick, and we'll come back probably to that. Okay. And let's take 7 minutes to 9:50. My clock says 9:48, 9:55. 7 minutes. I'll see you guys then.
Hey, Jason, are you there?
You say something, Stephen?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you a quick question.
Sure.
What would Wilson know about the escape plan that Clayton mentioned? She said she had another way off the ship.
Yeah. You wouldn't know anything.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
mysterious. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Yep.
Oh, I also had a quick question.
Sure.
Am I proximate to this little combat that's about to happen?
Yeah, I had you following them, so you're going to be kind of sneaking along, and you'll have an opportunity to jump in if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of. This is kind of going to be our. We're going to set it up for our grand finale here. We'll get everybody involved probably in this. Okay, everybody. So we're going to do our best to get through. This is probably going to be the big fight to end it all here. Everything will happen. So let me start with Davis and Cham. Coming back to you guys, where were you starting your search for the little stinker?
Yeah, I know that. I guess someone told us that, like, from the cryo lab. So I guess we head our way there, trying to hear some things going through the vents.
Sure, kind of pick up its trail as best you can.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so I'm going to put you guys down in that way. So junction B2 towards the bottom is. I'm just going to put you down in sort of junction B2. So you're kind of what you've done is you've gone from, let's see, I guess you would have started on the bridge, and you kind of walked back to the aft of the ship, and you might have walked right past the med lab, not realizing that that's where Wilson, those guys were. Miller, would they have run into you, or would you have like tried to sidestep them if they happened to be passing by as you were sneaking along?
I would have sidestepped them.
Okay, so I'm just going to let you do that. So you sidestep them, they go by, you're in the junction, you're making your way upstairs to A deck, which is where the cryo deck is when everything kicks off. Miller, you are sneaking along more slowly, so you kind of have gotten around that corner there. You're on the map, and you see Wilson and Reed and Flynn pushing that cart that you saw before, and you swear you see those containers sitting on it, and they're pushing it along, and that's where you're at when it kicks off. No one's seen you. You're hidden as of now, okay? And they're too busy with what they're doing to bother with you at this moment. So that's where everyone's standing as we begin. I think given that circumstance, I'm going to go ahead and add Davis and Cham to the turn order. And I think I'm ready. I'm going to pass out cards to everybody. Deal cards. And then I order them in ascending order. Okay. So the drone is moving really late, so you guys get a lot of opportunities to go. Okay, so Flynn goes first. And as I said before, this 8-foot tall thing is crawling along the ceiling towards you, letting out this hiss as it knows it's been seen now. It doesn't care though. It's continuing to move towards you. Flynn turns and just like starts shaking and trembling, freezes, immediately panics. Wilson, it is your turn.
Do I need to do a panic roll or anything like that?
No, you've
I've seen these creatures.
You've seen them before. Everybody's seen them, yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay.
no.
And am I mistaken? Reed's number 10.
Is Reed last? Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I think I scream and jump behind the cart and act like a coward. If it comes into play, I'm going to use my talent, which is personal safety, and make sure that, is it Reed who's with us?
Yeah.
So make sure
she takes the hit.
Reed gets it instead of me.
Okay.
That's a manipulation roll if we
yeah,
need to do
I'm
it.
just looking. I don't think you actually have to use a move to do it, though. Let's see. Does it cost a fast or slow action?
It doesn't say that. It's just narrative.
Actually, it just says it does not count as an action.
Oh, okay.
So you can take cover. That's a fast move. You still have a slow action, or you can do one other fast action.
I guess I'll pull out the shotgun.
Okay.
You know, because I had it slung. I wasn't expecting action.
That's right.
I'm not an action person.
Okay, so that sounds like a good move. Alrighty. Who's next? Miller, Cham, and Davis, you're oblivious at this moment. You just continue to climb up this ladder, okay? Now the drone. So the drone is going to move forward with a fast action into engaged range of, given Miller's actions, or Wilson's actions, probably either Reed or Flynn. Let's see who the lucky person is. It's Flynn. So the shaking, trembling Flynn, it bears down on him. It used one action to approach Flynn. It's going to go ahead and attack. I'm just going to go ahead. When NPCs fight NPCs, you can just kind of, the GM just can make it up. So I'm going to say it grabs Flynn's head and just turns it around and rips it off his body. A fountain of blood sprays out. His body falls to the ground. It lets out a scream. That's its first move. Its second move, it's going to make an attack. Let's see who the lucky target is. This time it might get you, but Wilson, you can do your trick. It attacks you. I think you do. Do you roll it before the attack? I can't remember.
If you're attacked or otherwise end up in fatal danger, and another NPC or PC, you can make a manipulation roll, straight roll. If you succeed, you see the threat coming and find a clever way to make the other character suffer the attack.
Okay, so I think we'll have you do this roll now.
Okay.
And depending on let's see how successful it is, and then you can narratively describe what you do.
Okay.
So it sounds like it's a straight up manipulation roll.
Right. So I got 2 successes and a face hugger.
Okay, so you have to panic. You have to make a panic check.
Yeah.
2's nothing. You hold it together, and you succeed. So what does it look like? Let me tell you, to give it more narrative weight, let me tell you what kind of attack it's going to do. It is doing dun, dun, dun. It is doing a deadly grab. It's trying to grab at you.
And I think that I just fall to the ground and, tell Reed with a form of authority, there's your target.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think for this one, since Reed is active, I'm going to go ahead and roll the attack to see if it's successful. And Reed is going to try. I think I'll just. Never mind. Hold on. Okay. So it did a lot of damage. It grabs Reed, digging into her arms. It lifts her up, and it leaps in the air. So it kind of comes forward, rips the head off of Flynn, grabs Reed, and kind of leaps over the cart with Reed in its arms and drags her kind of down the hallway a little bit, back, probably back over your head, back this way. She falls to the ground. It's sort of kind of lurking. It kind of turns and it hisses, and it's ready to attack again. She's on the ground. She drops her weapon, and she has to make a panic roll, but with NPCs, you just make it up. So I'm going to say she keeps her nerve, though. She's pretty firm. She's pretty tough. And it is her turn now. So Reed's going to grab her weapon, lying beside her, turn, and try to shoot it with her shotgun while lying prone. So Reed... attack. It's at let me see. Okay. I'm just going to make a shotgun roll for Reed. Let's see. Any modifiers? No. So Reed completely missed. And that's that. We go to the next round. So now Davis and Cham, you both are near the top of these stairs, and you hear a shotgun blast, and probably I think you hear Wilson, the distinct sound of Wilson's scream. Same with you, Miller. You hear that too. Miller, did I give you a turn? I should have gave you a turn. I'm sorry. Did you want to do something this round?
You're on mute.
Yeah, I think you're muted.
You said I was oblivious last round in the first round.
I meant Cham and Davis. Well,
I mean,
let's see. Before you went, what happened? Flynn, you saw Flynn freezing. You saw Wilson take cover and scream. So yeah, you definitely know something is going down over there. You probably wouldn't take a lot of guesses to figure out what it was.
Okay, so on that turn, I am going to then on that turn I would have drawn my bolt gun and moved down to the other end of the corridor there.
Okay, up to like here.
Yeah, well, potentially like that. Where is the cart?
It would be. I'll put Flynn's body back there to represent the cart. There's the cart.
Okay. So I want to take cover behind it.
Okay, you can get up. You can get to where I have you then in this turn. So you have your gun at the ready. You move up. Are you breaking cover, or are you trying to stay silent still?
I'm breaking cover.
Okay. Now we go to the top of the next round. So as I said, Miller and Cham and Davis, you hear a gun, or a blast of a shotgun. You hear Wilson's distinctive high-pitched scream, and you are in the action now. We start with Flynn, who's dead. And we go to Wilson.
So I'm going to pull the trigger on my shotgun and shoot this thing.
Sure. Okay, so you are at short range, which is no modifier at all. A shotgun, I think is it on your sheet? Do you have shotgun, its stats on your sheet?
I do.
Okay, so all you need to do is just click on the attack button.
Okay. And no modifiers.
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
Well, that's a pretty good hit. So you got 2 hits. You can push if you want to make it even better.
And I'll keep my existing stuff.
You'll keep your 2 hits. You'll roll each of the other dice. So you'll roll 5 base dice and 2 stress dice.
Okay. So I am going to push. How do I do that? So
I would go to your sheet, and in it has all roll buttons. You see where it says that below.
Uh-huh.
So push base dice, put in 5. I think that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep.
Okay.
And then you increase your stress by 1.
I did.
And then so roll. You're going to roll 2 separate rolls. So there you go. You got 2 extra hits, and then roll 2 stress dice.
Okay. And I'm just going to roll 2d6 for that, right?
You can click on stress dice. You see where it's right next to base dice?
Okay.
And you should be able to push in 2.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. So you're sitting with 4 hits now.
Yeah.
You did get a panic, so you're gonna make if you got 2 face huggers, you don't roll twice, you only roll once. So you're gonna roll the panic die.
Okay.
You're still holding together, no problem.
Still sweating and screaming.
Yep. So now you're gonna go. You got you got 4 successes. The first success is just the straight up hit, which I think it's 3 base dice of damage for a shotgun. And then you've got 3 additional things you can do on the stunts for range combat.
Okay. Oh, close combat. Range combat. Okay.
Range combat, yep. You can't pin it down because it doesn't panic, so don't worry about that one. You can change initiative scores, but you're already well ahead of it. You could not. Basically, you're down to knocking it down or doing more damage.
I want to just do as much damage as I can.
Okay, so you take your 3 base damage. You take the extra 3 hits, turn them all into damage. So you're looking at 6 damage on this thing. What I do now is I roll my armor. A shotgun is not good for penetrating armor, so I double my armor. So I'm going to roll an impressive number of dice. Base dice. Wow. I only got 1 hit on 16 dice. So you did 5 damage to this thing. You don't kill it, but you spray acid all over the place. Luckily, neither you nor Reed are in engaged range right now, so neither one of you get by acid, but this acid just starts eating into the walls and the floor all behind it. You just a massive blast. Who's next? Miller.
Yes. All right. Well, I'm going to. So I can use my fast action to aim. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So I will just take careful aim and take a shot.
Okay. So I'll say for a free action, you can kind of peek around the corner. You see this thing, you aim, and you shoot. Same with you. You should have the bolt gun on your sheet. It's short range, so there shouldn't be a you can actually add 2 dice because you're aiming. So you're going to click attack, add 2.
So ranged combat, add 2, right?
Well, if you look down on your sheet down at the bottom, the Watasumi bolt gun.
Yeah.
There's an attack button right onto the right of it.
Oh, okay.
You can just click that button.
All right.
And it should say add 2. Yep.
Yeah. All right. There is 1 success.
Okay. And you can't push, so you just do your damage, which is 3 points of damage. This is a single shot weapon, so remember that if you're going to shoot again, you're going to have to reload, which is a slow action. Okay. So
and it's armor piercing.
Is it? Oh yeah, it is. So it cuts its armor in half. So it only gets to roll 4 dice to see if it avoids that damage. This will kill it if I don't stop any of that damage. So let me see. Xenomorph. Base dice 4. Wow. All right. Tell me what it looks like when you kill this thing, Miller.
I think that like it is kind of reeling around and reacting to the hit that it just took from the shotgun, and then like it's kind of looming over Wilson, and it looks as though it's about to attack, and then it looks like it's getting ready to make a charge, and its head just blows up.
Mm-hmm. Sounds perfect. So Wilson, also when you get a panic when you shoot a weapon, you expend your ammo, so you're going to have to reload also.
So the way that this looks for Wilson is Wilson's screaming as he shoots the shotgun, and it kind of turns to charge at him, and he keeps screaming, and I think Miller blows its head off, and Wilson keeps screaming and kind of turns and screams at Miller. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so this thing's like dissolving into a pool of acid in the ground. Holes are appearing down into the sea deck, and you hear from down below there and from other parts echoing through this deck, you hear the distinctive screaming cry of these creatures coming from different directions. You don't see any, you don't hear anything other than that cry, and it does seem a little distant, but we're gonna drop out of order, and Miller and Cham will assume you guys have reached the bottom of that that junction on this deck. You come bursting out of the door there. I'll leave you guys to tell me what you want to do next. I'll tell you the NPC, Reed, sort of like pulls herself up with her shotgun, and she's holding like her guts in, basically. She's in bad shape. She turns to Wilson and she says, "Shut the fuck up." And she turns to Miller and she says, "Good shot for an android." Wilson, do you still believe that he's not an android, or what? What's your thoughts probably in your head? Or are you uncertain?
I'm uncertain.
Okay.
I haven't seen anything one way or the other.
Okay.
And he did just save my life.
Yep.
She did just save my life.
And Reed says, "Let's get these. We got to get these eggs to the suite. Let's go." And she starts to move towards the cart. So I'll leave it to you guys. What do you each want to do?
So if I recall correctly, we don't have any escape pods, right? Like they're all gone.
They're all gone.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm like, Cham is looking at this thing, looks at the captain. "Good job, Captain." And Cham is like pointedly ignoring the android comment. And but that screaming in the distance, how many more are there going to? We have to come up with a plan. We have to do something. We have to get out of here.
Is the fact that they were transporting the eggs and I wasn't told about it enough to challenge my
yeah, I'm going to say
okay.
that you're broken free from the spell, okay? So
Okay.
she's going to have to lay it down on you again to control you anymore. Yeah, you've seen enough now to know that, there's something fishy here for sure.
All right. So I am going to just kind of, as I am, going about the business, I'm going to kind of casually reload the bolt gun.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, I'm going to tell Cham and Davis, see those boxes there? Those are eggs. I don't know what the hell they're doing moving them, but I can only think of one thing we should be doing with them. and I walk
Destroying
over to the
them?
box. I walk over to the box, and I'm gonna pull off the lid and just fire
Hold on.
directly down.
Before that
into it.
happens,
Yeah.
Reed turns to you, levels the shotgun at you and says, "Take one more step, and I'll blow your goddamn robot head right off your shoulders."
I think Wilson says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! We should talk about this first. Don't go shooting and killing anyone."
I told you to shut up. And Reed starts to kind of like motorily, drag. She's got the shotgun leveled at Miller. Miller's 5 meters away, and she starts to pull this cart down this hall towards the. And if any of you guys don't know, the corporate suite's not too far away. It's only a couple more areas.
Have I lost my ability to pull rank?
You can, if you want to do it to Reed. Reed's not in your command structure. She's immune to that skill, but you could pull it on these. They don't believe you're a robot yet, so you could pull it on your crew for sure.
And I mean, there's. It seems kind of unfair considering that it's the cost of it is a cost I don't pay anymore.
But we will fake it.
Okay.
They still think you're a robot, so you're gonna fake,
right.
Gaining stress by doing this.
All right. Well, I am going to. I'm gonna on everybody. If it's possible, I'm gonna say we can't let those get off this ship.
And what's your direct command then?
I'm like stop, read.
Stop, read.
Like these. Yeah,
okay.
These are
okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you. You have to have one target at a time, but each round you can go ahead and do this. So who are you focusing on here with your first command?
I think my best bet is Davis is armed with the flamethrower.
Yeah.
That's not really that's there's no way to kind of surgically use that. So
I have an idea, but I'm not next.
Yeah, it's gonna be Cham.
Okay.
Wilson hasn't reloaded. Cham's the only person with a loaded weapon other than me right now.
So what?
Does Miller still have to roll if Cham wouldn't want to resist anyway to begin with?
You know what? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, Cham will just do it.
Well, then does that mean I can do it to somebody else this round?
Ooh.
No, I won't give you that.
Okay.
I mean, you basically like, Cham, I want you to, take out Reed, and she's like, sure.
Yeah, just take out the pistol.
I'm all for it.
Because the moment she started arguing to protect the fucking eggs, and my captain is there, So I'm gonna fire.
Okay, let me.
Is there any way I could? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be able to stop you before you fired. So
what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle the deck. I'm going to distribute the cards again, and we'll kind of let the dice decide what happens here with this whole situation.
Sure.
All right, let me get rid. Let's see.
Yeah, because if Wilson wants to interrupt, that's also viable.
We'll see how initiative plays out. So let me add everybody to the turn order. We'll get the alien out of there. Captain Miller, Cham, and Davis. 5 of you, is that right? 3, 4, 5, yeah. And then we'll deal a card to everyone. And we'll put it in ascending order. Okay. First thing, any one of you can switch with another person if you both want to. So let me put that out there. Does anybody want to switch turn order with someone else?
Oh, I'm first, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And this is after I'm not convincing Cham this round, right?
No.
That's already happened?
You can convince someone else. Basically, you're moving with, with intention towards the eggs. Reed
Mhm.
says, one more step, I'm going to blow your head off. Wilson starts to talk. She tells him to shut the hell up. She starts to back away with the cart. You tell Cham, we got to stop Reed. Cham pulls her gun out, or starts to pull her gun out, and then we kick off.
Okay. Then I'm good with turn order.
Okay. Anybody? All right.
This is a bit counterintuitive, but I do want to see what Wilson does. So I kind of want to switch with him.
Okay. Wilson, do you want to switch with Davis?
Sure, I'll switch.
Okay. So I'm going to give Davis 9 and Wilson 6. Reorder. Okay, Cham, you are up. So he's a few meters away. Perfect shot.
Yeah, I'm just gonna aim for one action, and then fire. So aim gives me +1. Is that right?
+2.
+2. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I need it. So let me just pull it up, and I just have to press attack on the service pistol, adding 2 modifiers.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my story point.
Okay. Or you could push, or both actually.
Okay. I'll push first.
Okay. So gain a stress.
The gain of stress. Woo, okay.
And
I want to swear. I want to swear in Tagalog so bad. Okay, anyway.
And just re-roll all the dice.
Okay, so pressing attack again.
+2 dice again.
Plus 2 dice
Give yourself
again.
+2 dice, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So,
3 success.
and did you use a story point or not? I'll tell you, you don't need it, so don't save it.
Yeah.
Don't. So you pull the pistol out, bam! You hit Reed square in the forehead. She topples over, dead. Again, you hear those screams, those cries. They're closer. You hear some scrabbling in the ducks up ahead of you, up this way. We'll drop out of initiative again. What do you guys want to do?
So I scream, motherfucker! She was our only way out.
Are you kidding? We have each other. We don't. They're crazy. They want to keep these. What is this?
This ship is crawling with these fucking aliens. Our only way out is there's the other corporate person, Clayton, said that she had a private ship, a way out. We put the eggs on that buys our way out. This is the only way.
Why don't we just take the ship and go?
Do you
We
hear
don't
those
need to
fucking
bring the eggs.
screams?
They are probably after these eggs, right?
Sure.
I'm thinking.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
you're saying why don't we take the full ship or the little ship?
The little ship. We'll just take the little ship and leave them.
We don't fucking know how. Do you know how? I
We can
don't even
figure
know
it
where
out.
it is. I don't know how to launch it. I don't have the codes.
So you guys hear a scream, a woman's scream from up this way. Up, like there's a door here. Past that door, you hear a scream, and then you hear a man scream.
Captain, we're running out of
Wilson-
time. What do we do?
Wilson, switch weapons with me.
I hand you the shotgun that's not loaded, and I pick up Reed's shotgun.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna hold out my hand for the shells.
Oh, I assume they would be kind of attached to it.
Yeah, it's probably like one of
Are
those.
they? There's like
Yeah, they're probably like a bandolier, like along the barrel. You can just like pull them out, chunk, 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 and load them in.
okay. So he doesn't take the bolt gun. Then I take it.
No,
doesn't sound like
one of
it.
the others can
Yeah.
have it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll just take the shotgun then.
Okay.
And load it.
Okay. Where are you guys going? What are you doing?
I have my motion tracker out.
Okay.
I'm pushing the eggs
Do I roll for the
towards the
battery?
corporate suite.
Okay. Anybody else making any movement? Wilson starts wheeling this thing along.
I'm telling Wilson, stop.
I am going to roll a manipulation roll.
against Miller.
Or are you gonna? Or is
So-
Miller gonna pull rank?
First of all, tell me.
I'm pulling rank.
Okay, Steven got the first. He called the first shot on that one, so we'll give him the first
Okay,
blow.
okay.
But if he
All right.
fails, then you can do that. Yes. So Wilson, what is it you're trying to convince Miller to believe?
That the only way off of this ship is with Clayton and her ship, and these eggs are our ticket.
Okay, that sounds viable. So what I want you to do is make your manipulation roll.
Hang on. There's going to be some modifiers on that because that has
Okay.
no value to me.
Okay, that sounds reasonable. So let's look at the
Um,
let's look at the modifiers.
And I think I have more people on my
Uh,
side.
Well, let's. Does anybody vocally express taking one side or the other? Davis and Cham.
I'm vocally taking the captain's side.
Okay. And Davis, do you say or do anything that shows which side you're on?
Well, I'm taking the flamethrower out.
Is
For
Davis
sure.
gone?
No,
No,
he's
still here.
Is
She's there.
Leandro gone? I mean, is Leandro gone? Is what I'm asking.
Oh no,
no, he's here. You can't see him.
Oh.
Do you not see him?
No, I've been getting the swirling
Oh, no, he's
thing
here.
for like the past 10,
That's-
15 minutes.
That's
Oh,
weird.
okay.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
And I haven't heard him say anything for like 15 minutes.
Oh, that's
Okay.
weird.
Yeah. We can relay the message. No problem. I'll type it here. I'll type it here in the chat so that it's not too disruptive.
Yeah.
I think I'll drop out and come back in. and see
Yeah. Why don't
if
we do
get it.
that?
Yeah, I'll do that. Give me a sec.
Okay. Let's look at the modifiers while we're at it. Let's see. So the people on the side, it's up to Leandro to decide if he's going to take a side. So we'll hold off on that. Oh, let's see. It definitely costs a lot for what he's asking you to do.
He's asking for something dangerous.
Yeah. Given your objectives, I don't think you have anything to gain by helping him either, do you?
No.
So right now we're looking at Wilson. You're going to be all right. Miller, Leandro, say something and see if Richard can hear you.
Hello.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, good. So right now Wilson's at -2 on the manipulation. But Davis, are you expressing which side you're taking in this disagreement?
Ooh. Davis is, I think, still quite checked out. So this, no, that's not that it's going over, but like she's taking out the flamethrower. She's more concerned about the screaming and the screaming from either ends, honestly, from C deck and up down that hallway, right?
Yeah, you're hearing the noises from to like the hole that's like melted in the floor. You're hearing it from down there. You're hearing it from up in the hallway where you're going. You heard some scrabbling, and you also heard several screams. And Wilson started to wheel that way. Cham has expressed support for the captain. It's up to you whether you want to express in some obvious way that you're supporting one or the other, or you can just be neutral, which is perfectly fine.
Yeah, I think Davis
Or more interested in just safety.
Yeah, and Davis is on the side of get everyone fucking moving as soon as possible.
Okay, so we're gonna call that
so-
neutral.
Yeah.
So Wilson, go ahead and make a manipulation roll at -2, and
Okay.
Miller, you make a manipulation roll straight up. You do have go Miller after you roll. Go ahead and make your roll, and then I'll tell you. Okay.
Nothing.
So you had 2 stress that I took away because you're an android, but you're
Yeah.
pretending to be a human still, right? So go ahead and
So I can roll. Okay.
roll 2 stress dice.
Okay.
Okay. And still, because you're pretending to be human, you can push. Actually, either one of you can push.
I will push.
Okay, before you roll, let me hear what Steven wants to do.
Okay.
I'll push as well.
Okay, so Wilson, you're gonna add a stress.
Yeah.
You're gonna make the same roll, but down one. When you put it in, put in -1 because you already have one. You're going to roll one less space die. Do you follow me? Because you got one hit already. Miller, you're going to roll.
I would actually put in -3 because it was -2 before.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah. And Miller, you're going to make a roll with 3 stress. It might work best just to go ahead and add 3 stress to your character sheet. Then when you push the button, it should work fine.
Make a manipulation roll.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Nothing.
Well, neither one of you has a skill that allows you to push twice on empathy rolls, so you're done unless anybody wants to use a story point.
I'll use a story point.
Okay. Wilson?
So if he uses a story point, it cancels.
You're going to
out.
fail. Yep, you're going to fail.
Yeah, and I can't fail at this, so I'll use a story point as well.
Okay. So I'm going to put the pressure on Steven then. Well, no, I guess I'll put the pressure. Miller, do you want to spend your second story point?
Well, considering I think Wilson already spent his other one, correct?
I don't recall. Did you? Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So yeah, I will spend another story point.
All right. So take those off your sheet.
Got it.
It's you both have icy stares at each other. You gather every resource you possibly have, building stress. And Miller, you don't have to do it. You also, I'll give you the initiative, so to speak. You can just do what you please, or you can physically attack him at this point.
What he's well, I'm going to I'm gonna like pop the lid off of one of these and blast it with a shotgun at point blank range.
Okay. To decide whether we should move into initiative then, what's Wilson's reaction going to be when Miller goes to do that?
So I like the way that this looks on screen. Wilson is going to scream and jump. He can't jump in front of the shotgun. He's going to scream and kind of, bodily try to protect the boxes. But okay. I think I don't want to see any dice on that. I just want you to blow it. Yeah.
Okay. Blow it as I mean blow up the thing, and you're just like, are you sincerely trying to stop him from shooting them? Or are you?
So I think I protect. You pop. I think Miller pops the lid off of one and tries to shoot it.
Okay.
I think I try and grab the other one, and that's about it.
To carry it away, or to stop him from getting at it.
I know this is super heavy. I can't get that. I scream, no, you can't shoot them.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Miller, you move. Does anybody else take any action to help or hinder any of this?
I'm going to pull Wilson away from the egg.
Okay. And Wilson, you don't want to make any rolls to fight that.
Cinematically, it makes sense. I'm going to scream and kick and no, but Cham can totally pull me off. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to be very slowly, very gently, and I'm going to be like, Wilson, breathe. Wilson.
All right. Captain Miller, I want you to make a mobility roll.
Okay. Any modifiers?
Nope.
All right.
Okay.
3 hits.
So you lift up this lid on this thing, and there's that egg. And it's still cold, but it's not frozen anymore. There's no mist coming off of it, but it's that same egg that you saw before. And you're just going to put your shotgun to it and blow it up?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. You do so. I'm just going to... They do have hit points, but a shotgun at point blank range, we're not going to worry about it.
It's not dodging.
Yeah, you blast it. The acid splashes. It's going to destroy your shotgun, but I'll assume you stood back far enough that you yourself didn't get splashed by this acid from this thing. And, you shoot it. It kind of explodes, and you see that there was this spidery looking thing inside with this long tail that you've also killed, with your shotgun blast. And now there's the second one there. However,
all right.
Oh,
Okay.
hold
No,
on.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Hold on.
No, I see that drone image
Yeah.
on the map.
There's only 3 of them.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to add these to the turn order. And I'm going to give them some cards. They got 1 and 5. Okay, so we're going to go in turn order here. So you hear the banging. You hear a thud and a banging in the hallway out this way, kind of behind Wilson. But what is more scary to you is that one of these things, like a big black claw, pulls itself up through the hole in the grating and kind of comes, gracefully up, stands to its full 8 feet, and screams at you. If these things had emotions, I don't know if they do, but this one seems mad. It is not happy with you at all. And it's going to move forward. And Miller, though you moved up, so actually you're going to be here. I'll assume Davis and Cham kind of moved to kind of see what the hell was going on with those two. So I think, Cham, you're the unlucky one.
Well, Cham's next to Wilson, right? Because Cham pulled Wilson.
Oh, you're right. You did. You went up and you pulled Wilson aside. So yeah, I think good thing you mentioned that, Leandro. So now you're the one that's going to take it.
The one without the armor, right?
Yeah. All right. You do have a flamethrower in your hand, so you can block. You have to decide before I roll whether you want to block. Let me see what kind of attack it's going to do first to see if it applies. Go ahead.
Blocking replaces your action later, is that right?
It takes away a fast action.
Okay.
Let me roll to see what kind of attack it's doing first. It's going to try to grab you and start. It's going to grab you and start to have its inner jaws open up, ready to blast your head open next turn. So you might want to block that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I totally would.
So what you're going to do? I'm going to roll to hit, and you're going to make a close combat attack.
Oh, lovely. That's just combat, right?
Yeah. It should say close combat, but it just says combat on the sheet. Yep.
Oh, that's a small pool of dice.
What? Yeah.
Oh, I meant for me. I'm sure the alien has.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll 10 dice.
I'm rolling for anyone who might be watching this. 2.
2 dice? Oh boy.
Yeah. I have 0 in combat.
All right.
And how much stress do you have? Ooh.
I got 2.
I saw what the alien rolled.
Oh boy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
All
7.
right. Well, it's a moot point. You could push if you want, but you're not going to do any good. You're not going to be even if you got 4 hits. You're not going to. Well, I guess you could. If you're going to push, you're going to gain a point of stress. You're going to roll 5 dice, counting the stress dice. If all 5 of them came up a hit, you could avoid this.
You could try.
Well, you have story points.
Oh, you have story points.
Yeah, I have 2, but I'll give pushing a shot.
All right.
At least.
So add a stress.
Yeah.
And then roll close combat again, or combat as it says in your sheet.
Yeah, no.
Okay. your story points, you don't have enough to make up for the 5
No.
that it has. So it does. I think it does not a lot of damage, but it's ready to kill you next time, basically. Let's see. You're grabbed. You actually don't take any damage, but unless you break free, it's automatically going to shoot its inner mouth out into your skull next time it acts. Okay.
That sounds fun.
And you've used, if it matters, you've used one of your fast actions to try to block. Okay, so you only have the slow action or one other fast action when it's your turn. Okay, so let's move on to Cham.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm trying to make out what I can see. Wilson? Is that Wilson next to another one? Or
No, you're next to
Okay.
Wilson.
okay. Oh, I see it now.
There's you and
Okay,
Wilson
okay.
there.
Okay.
Miller's kind of back a few meters. Davis, you heard
gosh, should
Davis. Davis is, I don't know, is Davis making an audible sound or anything at this point?
It's a hysterical sort of laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
Because I think she thought she had it.
Yeah. Oh, I remembered what you said last time. Oh my god. Can I try to go over there and grab Davis? And like, is that possible? I'm trying to look at my moves.
Let's see. You could move and then do, you can move and then do a close combat attack to try to break the grapple that it has on him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I will try to do that.
All right. So
unless there's something related to strength. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a strength-based thing. You're pretty good at it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm just gonna like come over.
Okay, so you move over there. That's your fast action, and then trying to break a grapple. I don't recall if it's a fast or slow. It doesn't matter because you're doing it regardless.
Yeah,
so you're gonna make an opposed close combat attack.
Got it.
Oh, let me back up 1 second though.
Sure.
Seeing this, all of you need to make a panic check.
That makes sense.
Seeing what's happening to Davis.
Yeah.
So let's do that.
Sure. Oh, I hit an 8. I think that's
tremble.
I think so.
For all his screaming, Wilson is stone cold.
Wilson don't give a shit about any of you guys.
Davis, okay. All right. So
Yeah.
Davis, you got nervous twitch. Your stress level, all the stress of all friendly PCs in short range of you increased by 1. So everybody gain a point of stress from Davis twitching.
Unless there's a rival, like is there?
Is anybody a rival? I don't think anybody's a rival of Davis.
Got it.
And then Cham, you got tremble. So any agility skills are at -2 until your panic stops, which is
write that down.
pretty much going to be the rest of the game.
Oh, you know what? I didn't have all my. I need to re-roll my panic. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay, you're still cool.
Yeah, you're still okay.
All right. That takes us back to where we were. So you're trembling, you run up, you try to grab this thing's arms or push it out of the way or whatever you're doing. You're going to make a close combat roll. It's going to roll 10 dice to oppose you.
Yep. Let's just go for it. Okay. I got 3 also, but I also panicked. So do I roll?
Okay, you do the panic first.
Okay. Okay. 5.
You're fine.
Okay.
Okay.
But that's 3 success against its 3. Can I add a story point?
You can. Yep.
I'm gonna do that.
So take away a story point. That will give you the success you need. So now, Davis, you are free.
Yeah, so I'm gonna yank Davis out, and I'm gonna make sure like I'm in between Davis and the alien, and I'm just gonna scream at everybody, "Just get out! Just get out!"
And it is time for the alien to go. You hear a banging against the door, which is behind Wilson. Okay. I'm going to make a roll.
Not like a knock, 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 but like
a
thud.
Yeah, real loud thud, yeah.
Okay.
All right. And you see the door start to kind of bend inwards or bend towards you, right? And then the other alien that's in the hallway spins and is going to do something to Cham. It is going to play with its prey. It attacks, but not to kill. The target is knocked to the ground. You drop all handheld items, but you don't take any damage. It stands over you, taunting its prey to run so the game can go on.
It's like an evil cat. Oh my god.
Yep. So
yeah.
You're prone. You drop your item. You gain a point of stress, and you have to make a panic roll.
There's no roll for that? It just happens?
It just happens, yep.
Wow.
Okay, rolling my panic now. 6.
Okay, you keep it together.
Whew, okay.
All right, and that's it for them. Wilson, you're up.
Nice. So I'm going to run away. And I think I'm going to run. There's a living area right next to me?
Yeah, this whole area is cut. You see how there's like little cabins there? You could run into a cabin if you want to. You could try, if you really want to try to get to the suite, maybe you could like go around this other door over here. Or you could just try to huddle down and,
Shit, no. Okay, I'm going to try and go towards the suite. So I'm going to go towards this door and try and run around the other way.
Okay, so it's take one fast action to move here.
Yeah.
And another fast action to open the door.
Perfect. And
then I'll let you kind of step into it. Okay, so you're right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Miller, you're up.
All right. So basically nobody is looking at me right now, correct?
No.
No? All right. Well, I'm going to abandon the pretense then, since I'm not being observed.
Okay.
And I'm going to pop the top off the other one and blast it with my bolt gun.
Okay.
And if I can't, same thing?
Well, since we're kind of time... You're kind of time demands now. I'm going to have you make a roll for that, but it's at plus. You're going to make a roll at +3 dice. Okay, so ranged combat +3 dice.
Okay, ranged combat +3. 2. Oh, and I don't panic. That's all.
Okay, yeah.
So 2 successes. So I'll put that into extra damage, and that's armor piercing if it matters.
Yeah, I think it won't matter. Let me ask you this: for cinematic purposes, we're kind of reaching the end. Are you just pretending? Are you just acting like a robot now? Like there's no humanity to your actions anymore?
Right. For that, yeah. My goal, like as far as I know, like this is how these things reproduce, and maybe.
But for the camera's purposes, like the audience would be like, "Oh my God, Miller really is an alien, or really is a robot." Clayton was right, you know. Okay, yeah, I just putting that in there just for dramatic purposes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
The egg. Let me just check its stats real quick. No, it's gonna die. So you blow it up. This destroys. Nah, the bolt gun. You probably held it back far enough. We're not gonna destroy the bolt gun.
Yeah.
But it is empty. You're gonna have to reload. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. That's opening it was an action. Shooting is an action. You're done. Let's go to Reed. Reed's dead. And Davis.
I did tell you to run. I'm just gonna put that out there, whether or not you do it.
Nah.
Like my eyes are looking at you while I go down. Okay, I'm just letting you know.
Oh God.
Like the next time I'm gonna say I lost Rye, I'm not gonna lose you too. Just get out.
Fuck. If I had any other weapon besides a fucking flamethrower, they could probably hit Cham as well.
Well, this game doesn't really have friendly fire. We can assume that you put the nozzle in such a way that you're not going to blow her up. I'll put it that way. You can shoot your flamethrower.
Yeah.
It would, especially since it would look cool. Yeah.
I think that's not David's priority. That's a priority. But no, not here. She has a different priority, but it involves not running away. Sorry, Cham. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot. I'm just gonna give Cham like a shake of the head and just kind of like fire.
Okay, so this thing is still at point blank range for you. So you're gonna roll at -3 dice because it's trying to wave its hands to keep you from firing. So you're gonna have to roll. So you're gonna roll the flamethrower, the attack button, but you're gonna put in -3.
Could Davis move back and make that any better? Like take a fast action and step back?
Yes, you can. You can do a fast action to move away.
Did
It
I
does.
already use up one to block?
You did. That's right. So you really only have a slow action.
I should stop remembering stuff that
Yeah.
against me.
But it's good though. It makes sense
Yeah.
though.
It makes
good.
sense.
Yeah. So -3.
Yeah.
All right. What?
You should have had
there?
more than that. Something went wrong.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
Let's see your sheet.
Let's see. It says 2 bonus.
Tech. Oh, it's on close. Click it over to range combat instead.
Ah, okay, okay.
There we go. Then do it again.
Okay. Oh, come on.
All right. So one hit. You got to
Right.
panic though. Go ahead and
Yeah.
roll a panic die.
Oh,
8.
that's amazing.
So you've got the tremble 2. You're going to be -2 on all agility rolls. So keep that in mind.
Mhm.
I don't think there's any other cascade effect to that. So that's all for that. You do get a hit. So the base damage on the flamethrower, is it 2 or 3?
It's 2.
2. All right. So you're going to do 2 fire damage to this thing.
Story point.
Yeah. Do you want to lay any story points on this?
Yeah, I do want to at least. Yeah. I'll spend 1 to like.
Give it an extra.
It gets me extra.
So with these, you can use that extra success then to do more damage, or you can use it to knock it down.
I'm gonna knock it down.
Okay.
Just give Cham some space.
Sounds good. So you still do your 2 damage. So I'm going to roll to see if its armor can break or avoid any of that. Let's see. It has reduced armor against fire.
Of course, game picks now to start getting successes on xenomorph rolls.
So the blast of the flame does not damage it, but it might be lit on fire. So this is where you roll the 9 fire intensity dice. Remember that? So 9 base dice is what you're going to roll.
Okay. Base dice. There we go. Oh, come on.
Oh, there's no pushing that either. So, and there's other bad news because you got that when you shot the flamethrower, you got a panic die. It means the ammo ran out. You're going to have to reload also. So you don't damage the flame. Maybe the range you're at, it doesn't like get enough propellant. It maybe just kind of, it dodges most of it, or it glances off its hard chitinous shell. So it doesn't do any damage to this thing. All right. We go to a new round. So let me ask this. I think we can finish this in 15 minutes. Do you guys want to keep going, or do you want me to kind of hand wave the end? Does anybody have to go?
No, I'm good.
Good.
But how about everybody else?
Okay. So if we reach a point as we go along, you're like, no, I've got to go. Just speak up. That's perfectly fine. In a minute, I'll say what happens, and we'll go from there. But we'll see what happens in this next round. Okay. So the alien goes. It is knocked down, so it will stand up, and it's got Cham and Davis there, and I'm going to roll a die to see which one of you guys gets attacked. It's going to be Davis. Meanwhile, the door that was getting pounded on before is pounded on some more. Okay, it's still holding, but it's starting to get worse, the door. And I'm going to roll a die to see what the alien does to our friend Davis. Wrong thing. Oh boy. It's going to open its outer jaws wide, and the deadly inner jaws lean out, gnashing in anticipation before snapping forward. So I'm going to roll 9 base dice. If any damage gets through, you're dead. And you don't have any armor, so basically, if I get any hits on this, I believe you're dead. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. No, I think that's just all there is to it. This is the deadliest attack it has.
Oh, there you go.
And you are. So its jaw strikes out. Davis, you do your best to shoot off this flamethrower. You're all off balance. It leans forward and its jaw flashes out as you're off balance, blasts the side of your head right out, your temple, and you fall to the ground dead. We go to Cham.
Shit. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna scream, Captain Wilson, get out of here! And I'm just going to push myself against the. I'm gonna take the bolt gun and push on. I'm gonna make sure that the alien is focused on me.
Okay, you can you can try to bash it with your bolt gun if you want. You want to attack it like with the butt of your bolt gun? Sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that's a close combat roll. You're using it as a blunt instrument. So when you use a blunt instrument, it's +1 die. So you're going to roll close combat at +1 die.
Okay, let's do it. 2 success. Ooh.
Okay, and you can push if you want.
Yeah, I just want to keep it busy. I think that's what Cham is trying to do, just to give everybody else time. So I think I'm okay with this roll.
Okay. So you got 2 successes. You can do, like we said before, you can use the second success to knock it down, or you can use it to do more damage.
I'm going to add another story point as well.
Okay.
And then have 2 extra damage.
And knock down?
Yeah.
Or 2 extra damage, 3 damage total. It does 1 damage base. Do you want to knock it down? Sorry.
Knock down an extra damage. Okay. Yeah, just so it has to spend some time.
So you end up with 3 successes, 1 success to hit, 1 success for damage, and 1 success to knock down. So you're going to do 2 damage. It rolls its armor, which is 8 dice. Oh, there it goes. Okay. It blocks him both with its armor. So you bane against it. You do knock it down, but you don't damage it. I think you would still have a fast action. Do you want to save that to block?
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay. Its second action. More pounding on the door. Okay. And it's going to attack Cham. It does the same thing it did. It tries to do the same thing it did to Davis. It tries to have its mouth strike out and bust your skull. I assume you want to block, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to make a close combat attack.
Mm-hmm.
And
no modifiers.
No modifier.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Great.
But I panic. So
roll your panic. Yep.
7.
Is that the one you already had? No, you had 8, didn't you?
Yeah.
So when you get an extra one, your panic automatically gets worse. So even though you roll lower than what you already had, it takes your panic up to the next level, which would be 9. 9 is drop item. Whether by stress, confusion, or the realization that you're all going to die anyway, you drop a weapon or other important item. The GM decides which. Your stress increases by 1. So I think it's obvious. Its jaw hits your bolt gun, blasts it out of your hands, and you're left standing there. This thing's towering over you. You've got no weapons. Your friend is dead. Wilson's disappeared. Miller is nowhere to be seen, and Cham is maybe going to have his opportunity to be a sacrificial lamb. Wilson, your turn.
So I'm gonna close fast action, close the door behind me.
Okay.
And then move up to the next door.
Okay. Right there.
Yeah.
All right, Miller.
All right. Well, I think I think my goal is to take these things down. So I'm gonna reload.
Okay.
And is that my fast action?
Slow.
Or
it uses your
slow,
slow.
so I can't. So I can't really do much else.
No, you can move up into the fray if you want.
I'm working with ranged weapons, so I don't see
Yeah,
any
it's probably
advantage
for
in
the
that.
best. Yeah.
And I can't aim with that action, can I? That
No.
doesn't carry across. Okay.
You know, you can do. The only thing I can think that you can do what's called oh
A ready action.
yeah, there's a word for it, but yeah, you could basically like you can use a fast action to
Overwatch.
overwatch, and that means that if it moves, you can use if you have a slow action when it moves, you can automatically break initiative order and fire at it. Do you want to?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's okay. That sounds reasonable. All right, and that takes us back to the top of the next round. The drone pounding on the door. Door still holding, but it's getting some good rents in it now. And then the other one's going to attack Cham. And it does deadly grab. It launches through the air, grabs you. If it succeeds, it's going to drag you nearby and you'll be prone. It's going to roll. We're in a new round. You can block this if you want.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and try for it.
Okay, go ahead and roll a close combat attack.
Yeah. Okay. I panic, rolling for panic. Can I push?
No.
If you panic,
'cause-
you cannot push. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Thanks. Okay, rolling for panic. 7. So it goes up again?
Yeah. Hold on a
Okay.
second. Let me catch
Sure,
up.
sure. No worries.
Okay, so you got 7. Your panic's going to go up. You got no. Did you get any successes? You did.
I got 1.
So you actually do succeed in. Oh wait, I messed up. You cannot actually block because you don't have a weapon. To block a xenomorph, you have to have like
right.
a
something metal. Yeah.
something sturdy.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
forget
No,
all
that's
that.
Okay.
My
No
attack
problem.
will just go as is. So it hits you with one hit. You take 1 damage. Whenever you take damage, you gain a point of stress. So 1 point of damage and 1 point of stress. It drags you to a nearby zone, dumping you on the floor. You're now prone. You drop any items, and you have to make another panic check. So make a panic check. So you're gonna go to the next one up,
which is 10.
Yep. So it drags you into a nearby zone, which is right up into this vent.
Into the vents. Okay.
And you're now at a 10, which is freeze. You're frozen by fear or stress. You lose your next slow action. Your stress level increases by 1. Nobody else is in short range of you, so that's it. You gain another point of stress. You're frozen. You can't use your next slow action.
Okay, got it.
It is your turn. You're lying prone inside the vent. This thing's crawled. It's grabbed. It's basically right up on you. You've got no weapons.
Yeah.
Did I get to shoot it because he moved?
Yeah, I like that. Go ahead. Make a ranged combat attack.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 2.
Well, you dropped the facade of being human.
Oh,
so
okay.
Well,
so
ignore
1.
your stress. You got 1 hit. So the damage on the bolt gun is 3. Is that right?
3 armor piercing.
3 armor piercing. I'm just going to roll here. It takes all of that damage. So you do 3 damage. I think that's the first it's been hit, though. So it's damaged, but it's still alive. And so as it's flying, as it's grabbed Cham and is running and crawling on the wall, probably back against this wall, Miller takes a lucky shot, hits it in the side. This acid pours out, and we have to roll to see if Cham is hit by the acid. So it's 8 dice plus the damage caused, so it's 11 base dice I'm going to roll to see if you get hit by acid. Okay, you take 2 points of damage, but you do have your suit on, so you can roll your armor to see if it absorbs any of that. It does. So you take 1 point of damage. The armor on your suit goes down by 1 because it's being eaten away by this acid. And at the start of next round, I'm going to roll 5 dice for acid. I'll make a note. 5 dice for acid on Cham. You took 1 point of damage, so you gain another point of stress from taking damage. And it's back to your turn. So you're laying in that vent. You got acids burning you. You got 1 fast action.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You can try to escape, or actually you have to get up to do that.
Yeah.
You can't
No,
get up an
no.
event. To move an event, you have to have a slow action. So you could push it away.
Yeah. I was thinking about doing that, just to push. Also, I'm at like 9 out of 10 stress. What happens when I hit 10 stress? I'm like wondering.
Just keep on going.
Okay, got it.
I think the chart only has 10, but you can
Yeah.
as far as I know,
Wow,
there's no
really?
limit. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna push. So that's a combat roll. Is that right?
It's a close combat roll. Yep.
Okay, here we go. Wow.
Oh,
it's like
boy.
Completely. And I can't push because there's panic.
Do you have any story points left?
I have 1 left.
Okay. Let's do the panic first to see.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's going to be a big number.
Yeah. Let's see. 13.
Okay. You're not inching your way up anymore. Here we go. 13. Flee. You just can't take it anymore. You must flee to a safe place and refuse to leave it. You won't attack anyone and won't attempt anything dangerous. You are not allowed to make a retreat roll. If you have an enemy at engaged range when you flee, your stress levels decrease by 1. Or I read that wrong. You're not allowed to make a retreat roll if you have an enemy at engaged range. So if you get another turn, you're going to try to get away, but you're not going to try to like dodge it. It's going to automatically get an attack on you. Your stress levels decreased by 1, but every friendly character who sees you run must make an immediate panic roll. So if anybody sees you run away, they're going to gain panic. And then I think you're done. Now it's the drone's turn. Pounding on the door. More damage on the door.
Were you going to spend a story point to push it away?
Yeah, you could do that. Do you want to push
but
it?
Does it make sense with the panic though? Because like I don't wanna undo what the panic did, right?
You would still have the panic. It's just that it wouldn't be right on top of you. You might actually have a chance to get away.
Sure. I'll go use the story point. Thanks for the reminder, Steven.
Okay.
I'll remove it.
It's probably. I was going to say though. Then again, all it's going to do is it's going to now that it's turn now. It's going to move right up to you and attack you again. So you push it out of the vent. With your last strength, it jumps right back in the vent, claws out. Let's see what it does. It drags you further into the vent. You might take more damage though. So let's see. So where are you? Here we go. So it drags you back deeper in the vent. It rolls damage. 10 base dice. Okay, so you take 2 more damage. And you take another stress because you take damage. And I think that's it. You're still prone. Now it's right up on you. It's dragged you further into the vent.
Oh, how about the acid though? Because I'm down to 1 health. I don't know if the acid's gonna like.
We roll that at the start of a round.
Okay.
Or a turn, whatever they call it. Wilson.
Oh, I'm gonna open the door in front of me and run around.
Okay. You're gonna be right there now.
Yep.
I'll tell you, this door is pounded down. The door that's in front of you now.
What?
Yeah, this door has been pounded down. And you see, as you come around the corner, you look and you see this drone drag Johns' bloody body into this vent and disappear.
Okay.
So as far as you can tell, there's nothing else. Oh, you do see a drone way down here at the end, which is not looking at you, pounding against this door. If you're going to get into this hallway, you might want to sneak, but we'll come back to that.
Okay.
And Miller. Miller, you're all alone. As far as you know, the drone just grabbed Cham and disappeared. There's a pounding on the door behind you. Wilson's nowhere to be seen. Several dead bodies lying on the ground. If you're talking, you're muted.
Yeah, I think that let's see. What's the armament situation? Reed has a loaded shotgun.
Yeah, there's a shotgun on the ground.
I took Reed's shotgun.
Oh, you took Reed's shotgun.
That's true.
So
yeah.
there's so is it only Davis's flamethrower and Cham's loaded bolt gun?
Yeah, Cham's loaded bolt gun, an empty flamethrower, but I think there's more ammo on Davis's body if you wanted to load it. What else would there be? I think those are the heavy hitters that are laying around.
Well, I have a bolt gun. So can I want to pick up the flamethrower.
Okay.
And is that going to take up my whole
That's
deal,
that's one fast action. You got one more.
And then did I use and I want to reload it.
The flamethrower?
Mm.
Okay. So that's that's the weapon in your hand now?
Yes.
Okay, so you the bolt gun's probably like on a strap, so you kind of let that fall to your side, pick up the flamethrower, grab a tank off of Davis's body, load it onto the flamethrower. You're ready to roll. Okay.
Okay.
New round. So this is where we roll that acid. I'm going to roll 5 base dice for the acid on Cham. Okay, so you dropped to 0. So what that means is that you're dying. You're not dead. You're dying. You're dying from acid. So on your round, you're going to have to make what's called a death roll, which is it's a stamina check. So we'll get, when it's your turn, which I think it is pretty soon, we'll make that roll. Okay. So we'll come back to that. The drones pounding on the door. More damage on the door. The other drone, you know what, Cham? Given the time and stuff, I think it's just going to drag you to the hive. Okay.
Yeah. No,
I think you're. There's no way you're going to get out of this now, because even if you don't die from the acid, you're broken, which means you can't do anything really. Mm-hmm. So you're a goner.
Yeah. So, no worries.
Then we'll have the drone's second turn. It's going to pound on that door again. It doesn't do any damage to the door, so it's still pounding on it. And then we go to Wilson.
So Wilson is going to sneak and stand by the door until the drone at the end pounds its way through.
Okay.
So this is roughly my plan. As soon as the drone's out of the way, I'm going to run to the corporate suite, punch in the
pin,
and try and get in there.
Okay.
Is there a way to? You said that there was like an overtask or ready in action kind of thing. Is there a way to ready that action? It's okay to say no.
Let's say no.
Okay, perfect.
But so basically, you're just kind of like huddling, peeking around the corner, waiting for the drone to break through.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it's Miller's turn.
Okay. So I am going to what's the situation with the doors aft of me?
It's quiet.
Those are all open, is what I'm saying?
Yeah, they would be open.
Okay, I am going to book it for the junction.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to go to another deck.
Okay. You can probably get all the way to 1, 2. Let's take you to here, to this door, the junction door. And this one you're gonna have to push a button to open, but that'll be your next turn.
Okay.
Okay, the drones. I'll have it keep pounding on the door. Give Miller a little room. Let's see what happens. I'm just gonna do it twice. It goes twice in a row here. Nothing. And it damages the door some more. We go to Wilson. You're just gonna huddle there.
Yeah.
We'll go back to Miller then.
All right. I'm gonna punch open the junction door.
Okay. Go inside.
Right.
Are you going up or down?
I am going down.
Okay.
I am trying to get to the coolant tank.
Okay. Are you not to ruin any tension, but are you trying to blow up the ship?
Yes.
Okay. So you want to go to the reactor relay control. Okay?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fast forward this then, since we're kind of out of initiative. So what happens is this thing breaks through. It starts prowling around. Wilson, I want you to go ahead. You're going to make a mobility roll, but you're being careful. I'll give that to you. So you're waiting until it's pretty far away. So we're going to give you a mobility roll at +2 dice. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. You have, let me roll it and you can decide if you want to push. Let me roll its observation.
Okay.
Okay. So you need to get 3 successes to avoid this thing seeing you. Do you have any story points anymore? Or did you use them? I think
I
you
used them.
Yeah,
I
you
used them
burned
all.
them. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna push.
Okay. So
Yeah.
same roll, but -1 because you have 1 hit. We have 1 success already.
Okay. And I take a stress,
And take a stress.
and that was mobility minus.
1.
Well,
But
it
it was plus, what did I say? +2?
was
So
+2.
+1 overall.
Yeah. Nope.
Nope, not enough.
Yep.
So it's going to spot you.
Can we say that basically it spots me, but I had enough time to get down to the door, so that would be a slow action, and then open it?
Yeah, I'm going to give that. You definitely, you're going to have time to do it. So you open the door, you close the door as it comes running, along the walls and the ceiling towards the wall. It starts pounding on the door. So you are now inside this suite. It's a luxurious suite. You see there's a wall safe that's open, and you see Clayton lying. There's on the map. You see that there's sort of a black little room in the back here. She's like lying like half through this door on the ground. She's not breathing. She's got a massive rip in her throat, but it looks like she had enough energy to get something out of the wall safe because she has this data disk in her hand. And she's lying in the doorway leading into this this weird little closet. And you look inside the closet and you see it's actually an escape pod. It's got like a little launch chair. It's got 3 cryo tubes, and the door, you can, if you push her out of the way, you can close the door. It'll have a blast door. Sit down at the command console. It's very simple. Just push a button and it will launch.
I'm going to take her key card.
Okay.
The thing that was around her neck, and then do all of that. Yes.
Okay. Do you want to take the little data stick that she has in her hand?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And you launch. You escape. Let's go to Miller. Miller, you make your way down to the reactor. Or you make your way down to the C deck.
Oh, and I assume that while I'm doing this, the door's being bashed in by the drone, right?
Yeah, it comes bashing in. It starts bashing on the heavy door. It's not going to get through that door. So once you get into that escape pod, you are free and good to go. And actually, because you took the key card, you swipe it. You kind of needed that to launch the EEV, the escape pod, and you got it. So Miller, I'm going to move you down to C deck. Here you are. You get down to the bottom, and all these doors leading out of this junction are closed. They're big blast doors, except for this one to the north. That one's wide open. And there's the distinct sound of ding dong, which is like the message from the computer of like, I have notifications for you. And there's a terminal right around the corner that's basically making that noise. You can hear that from inside this junction. This room, this area out here with the catwalk, it's this catwalk goes across and it looks down into D deck. You smell this muskiness, this acrid musky scent all throughout here. There's a dead body of I'll give you a news flash. The dead body of the droid of the synthetic that they had on this ship is lying on this catwalk out here. What do you want to do?
I don't think that curiosity is really going to be a factor.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there's a terminal in the reactor relay room. So,
yep.
I'm gonna head aft.
Okay.
I'm gonna open that door.
These doors refuse to open. You hit the button, beep, 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 beep. Nothing happens. You're gonna have to try to hack it, and you see that the mother is actively. It's actively fighting against you. The mother of the computer is trying to tell the system that actually the door is open. Why are you bothering with me? So you're going to have to make an opposed Comtech roll against the computer.
That's a snowball's chance. So, can I physically force it?
Yes. So you can, I forget what you have, like a bolt gun. So if you shoot one of your bolts and break into the machinery, you can make a heavy machinery roll instead.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
The bolt gun gives you a +1 die, so you're going to make heavy machinery +1.
Okay. One success.
Okay, that's all you needed. So this door goes, it opens up. You move out into this hallway. And you move down to reactor relay control. And this room too, it has a heavy blast door. And you know that past this door is vacuum.
Yeah.
You're going to open it up.
Oh, yeah.
Again, the computer's trying to stop you. You're going to have to make another roll.
All right. Will do. Same deal, +1.
Same deal.
Nothing.
The door refuses to open. You hear the door you just went through. You just came through back here.
Yeah.
You hear it. It goes chung. It raises up, and then you hear a hiss and the cry as a couple more xenomorphs come down the hallway, and that's where we'll stop.
Okay.
All right, everybody. That is the end. Oh, one last thing. Wilson, you are our survivor. I have something I'd like you to read for us.
How is that possible? I'm like the worst person ever.
Sometimes it works out.
Last time I was the worst person and I also survived, so I don't know.
So there's a causality in those choices. Well, there isn't. But...
Okay, so under info/art, there's something called final report that you should have access to now, Wilson. You might have to edit a little bit to make the text make sense, but go ahead and read that for us. This is sort of like Ripley at the end of Alien reading final report of the Montero, not the Montero, what is it? The
Nostromo.
Nostromo, yeah.
Okay. Final report of the commercial starship Montero. Wilson reporting. Corporate agent Wilson reporting. Only one of us has survived. The rest of the crew are dead, as are the crew of the science exploration vehicle Kronos. Both the ships, the Montero has been destroyed, the Kronos has not, and the cargo has not been destroyed on Kronos. It's up to the Colonial Marines to take it from here and clean up this mess. This is Wilson signing off.
Okay. Let me ask you guys all a question. Does the Kronos blow up a couple days later? Or does someone find it first?
Well, I mean, I'm fully prepared to make a stand. I've got a fully loaded flamethrower.
Well, I was just
And
waving
so,
that you're dead on that one. Yeah.
Okay.
There was going to be an endless stream of xenomorphs until you were
Yeah.
dead. So
I
I'm
think
just asking for just
I
you know
kind
Yeah.
of like
just
I
for
like the
poofs and giggles.
exploding thing
I think
only
it has
because
to
it'd be so
explode.
funny because Champ
Yeah.
didn't fix it.
I mean, who's going to stop it from exploding?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so Davis inadvertently saved everybody with that
Save
that
the
with
world.
the hijinks.
Save Earth.
That's true. All right, I'm going to end the broadcast. Thanks to everybody who's out there in future world watching this. We can stick around and talk as long as we want afterwards, but let me end the broadcast.